So from the profit,
they'll never sue them.
Anyway, it'd be an interesting thing for us to talk about together.
It is.
It's a mess.
The one that we had on the show, definitely she knew. The realtor knew. The title company
What do you
knew.
mean we had on the show?
Yeah,
We had a caller. We had a caller.
When?
that was a while back.
About
3 weeks ago.
No, 6 months
So
ago.
we had this
ago?
before
Yeah.
anyone had a good time.
And she went to court right after.
This was
the
safe.
right after. Good. Man, you got a mind like a steel trap. You're right. It's going to be right after the New Year.
Steel trap, nothing gets them.
Right.
Well, really, I didn't take it then, right?
No, you took it.
Then that's really odd.
Wasn't he here? I'm sure he was.
I'm kidding.
You and I had different instances on it. I was like,
I think you're right.
they
You're
should
right.
go after everybody.
Yeah. And the realtor who listed her house sold her the house to qualify her for it.
Where's the whole article? Where were we seeing the article?
Well, Nine News has been doing a lot.
Title company wouldn't talk to me, to the owner. But she says, we don't discuss things and stuff like that.
To make an appointment with us, your office visit is only $99. It includes a medical consult, a PSA and testosterone test, and a test dose of our physician-directed treatment. And if it doesn't work in the
young
office,
man that went to that in February, Joanne, Suzanne, that
Yeah.
driving school, said he was terrified driving school.
Huh.
Learning how to drive cars.
What is it? Tuesday.
Guys,
I answered
Tuesday
my
the 4th.
question.
Thanks, Glenn.
All right. Before, well, today's Tuesday the 3rd, isn't it?
Which means Friday of next, after this coming Friday, is Friday the 13th.
Yeah. Yeah, today's Tuesday the 3rd. Yesterday was Monday the 2nd, my birthday.
I'll get headphones for you, but I don't have a splitter right now, just to let you know. You won't be able to hear everything here, just not the callers.
She won't be able to hear the callers?
No. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh. And this will be yours.
Okay.
Well, we don't care about phones.
Clint, did you want to see what I changed?
Oh, yeah. Are you a pirate, sir?
We went over that.
And we found out that it's not entirely gospel on that, by the way.
Yeah. That's the best
We're
idea.
calling
The
BS on
tabs
it.
are on the top.
It's plausible.
It's plausible, but not likely.
Well,
Oh, no, it doesn't say not likely.
the reference was History Channel, so.
Right, right.
We are now suspect of our Clintopedia.
Hello, I'm Tom, and I welcome you to the only show of its kind anywhere. Put simply, we help people. That's what we do. We help people when they have nowhere else to go. What are you going to do when you get ripped off and you have something from between $100 and $10,000 or a little more? I mean, court is almost becoming cost prohibitive. And so many of these people are not punished by law enforcement. We fill in the gaps. And often, if not 98% of the time, the scams and ripoffs you hear about on TV news started here. People call us because they know they can get help. And we invite people to pick up our stories and run with them. In fact, if any of the local high school journalists are listening for the local TV stations and they want information on a serious note, forget the insult about high school journalism. Seriously, I mean this really. If you hear about a problem on this show and you work for a local media outlet and you want information, we will gladly give it to you. Because we want liars, cheaters, and ripoffs to be known. And we would love to help you tell the story. Okay? So please call. It's like affordable housing. People being told to get out. We had a call on that, 6 months ago? And it's such a travesty what's happening. But we won't talk about that right now unless you want to. We talk about what you want to. You call and you need help, and we try to help. We help sometimes directly, indirectly, we give advice, and sometimes we just tell you there's nothing we can do. But we always help those listening because they learn by example. That's the show. Live on Facebook, live on YouTube, live on the iHeartRadio app. We are live across the country and in Denver on KHOW Radio and our affiliate radio station. So welcome to the show. I should mention our sister station, you know, our close station at KRDO in Colorado Springs. So please find us on Facebook and everywhere else. Now, let's talk. We have a guest today that is going to sue on her own, Jessica. She called us with a story so outrageous we could not believe it. And we're going to talk about it throughout the show. And in fact, she is representing herself in district court because the contractor has the nerve to sue her. We're going to talk about this injustice in this story and then follow it through to the end. In fact, we even had a mock trial, and thanks to Deputy Clint, he was there acting as judge and coached them. Now, we don't give legal advice, but we help people, and we help them take action. Mark has helped many people through small claims court, and then through Suzanne, we have helped collect through our collectors and giving advice on how to collect. If you need help, we're here to help. 303-713-TALK. Pass that number around. In fact, this is the number you should pass around because it's good 24/7. 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. Another special guest, Mark Trenner, Trenner Law. He does, intellectual property if you want to protect something. And you know what? That's important. We always get a lot of questions from Mark Trenner. And Mark, we're going to talk about all kinds of stuff. But you were even a little surprised that our generic term, referralist.com, we were able to get, you helped us. You're the one that did it. You got us our trademark on that.
Right. I just delivered it today.
Isn't that something?
You have it. Yeah.
And you know, many times when something is, is used, we had to show we were using it along.
Right, you do. That's a requirement that you're actually using it to sell a product or a service.
Right, because so many people could say, oh, that's generic, you know. And what happens when people say tissue all the time, and they mean, or they say Kleenex,
yeah,
and they mean tissue.
Careful.
Okay,
yeah.
If someone says Kleenex, and it happens so often, can the Kleenex company lose its...
They actually can.
Okay, is that why people protect their trademark? You can lose it.
They do, and sometimes you'll even see big companies like Xerox, for example, used to run an ad back in the late 90s saying, don't refer to it as Xeroxing, you're making a copy using a Xerox machine.
Isn't that weird? Because if people say, I want a Xerox, make a Xerox of this, you would think a company would like that because you become not ubiquitous, but you become synonymous with...
Yeah, well, I mean, it can become to such an extent. They do like that.
But it can actually hurt you.
It can if you overdo it. So like you said, Kleenex, that's great. Everybody knows what a Kleenex is, but you don't want to use it inappropriately.
Because if you do, that company could someday lose the right.
They could.
All right. And if you guys have any questions, Mark Trenner will be here for the show. Let's go to the phones at 303-MARTINO, by the way. That's 24/7, that number. And then, of course, 303-713-TALK. Anthony?
Hey, how's it going?
Hey, man. What's going on with you?
So I got a little problem.
Okay.
January 3rd, I closed on a house, first home.
Well, congratulations. I mean, I guess that's a happy time.
It was short-lived.
Uh-oh, what happened? January 3rd, short-lived.
Hopefully it stays happy. So what's going on is they serviced my loan. Nothing new there. They serviced it.
Who's they? Who's they?
My loan originator.
Okay, and who is that?
Loan Simple.
Okay, so Loan Simple, and you got a note saying, hello, we're doing the loan.
Yep, shortly after I closed, it said, hey, your loan is getting serviced to DMI.
Okay.
No problem. Get another letter from Chaffa saying that DMI is their payment processor.
Gotcha.
Pay them. No problem. After that, I get another letter, February 5th, I believe it was. It says, hey, it is now being serviced to U.S. Bank. Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
It's not uncommon, by the way. It is not uncommon for all of these companies to take over one to another to another. They're called assignments. Okay, what happened then?
Before my first payment, March 1st, I called my original loan officer and said, hey, just want to double check. I am going to, make my payment to U.S. Bank, right? She goes, yes, that's your final letter. I said, okay. She goes, just go in and make a payment. So I go into U.S. Bank, and they go, we have no record of you. You're not in our system. Loan officer, she goes, that's normal. It could take a couple weeks.
All right, so what's the bottom line? What are you calling about now?
So U.S. Bank doesn't have my loan. I sent out a check. It went through Loan Simple, then to U.S. Bank, and then back to me. I now have Loan Simple and DMI calling me daily requesting payment because they both think I have a mortgage with them. Now my original...
Wait a minute, so they all think you have a mortgage, all three of them. Or no, U.S. Bank's the only one that won't take money.
Correct. U.S. Bank sent my check back. Loan Simple got my check first. They forwarded it to U.S. Bank. U.S. Bank sent my check to me with a letter saying, hey, you're not ours. Okay, cool. Now it's Loan Simple and DMI. I've been in contact with them almost daily.
I'll tell you what I would do. I would do nothing. I would document everything, your attempts. Then I would keep my payments and never spend them, but keep them and keep each original check. And then if they attempt anything at all, you have documented everything. I would just say, you know what? Come after me then. When you want to get paid, let me know. Someone, somewhere, somehow will get the documentation.
Yeah, and that's kind of where it's at right now. They're both
you don't want late on mortgage payments on your credit. That's terrible. But you can fight that.
That's what they're saying now.
But
you know, we're going to come after you. You owe us $4,100.
Who says you owe them the money?
Loan Simple and DMI.
So Loan Simple, who is the actual lender, by the way? I know who the servicers are. Who's the lender?
It was Loan Simple was the original. That's who I went through. And the lady I've been dealing with locally who helped me all through my closing, everything, she's like, Loan Simple doesn't have your loan. I don't know why they're saying this. I've talked to supervisors at corporate. And
do you actually get a letter from Loan Simple?
Oh, I have multiple. And now they're sending letters saying that they do have my loan. And so they go, no, we have your loan. You owe us $4,100 or it's going to go to collections. And then DMI is saying the same thing. They're saying, no, we have your loan.
Oh, this is
crazy. We're waiting for Loan Simple to basically delete your account, and then you can start paying us. They go, but in the meantime,
then where did U.S. Bank come into this?
No idea. They have no idea. We don't know why you ever got that letter.
You got a letter from U.S. Bank. Now, you're keeping all of this documentation. Mark, what would you do? What would you do?
Piece of paper.
It's not going to be relevant in this situation with this. I'd pay off the loan, but it's not relevant in most cases.
Of course not. You know, I mean...
I don't know what you do.
Okay, Mark, who would you pay off the loan to?
I'd go to the original lender. Who is the original lender? We're talking servicers. Who did you close with?
I would go to the title company that closed you, and I would say, help me out. Although that is not their responsibility, they often have the mechanism to help you to trace this. As to who is the recorded
on the title
trust.
When you closed, who did the money go to? Who did you wire the money to?
Loan Simple.
Well, hold on.
But
you mean where did it come from?
Where did it come from? That's right.
Loan Simple. Loan Simple sounds like a broker to me. And then they sold.
They turn around and sell it.
Yeah, but the original investor, in all likelihood, still has it. You know, and it's really just the servicers.
Yep.
They get their servicing fee and they service it. Except U.S. Bank would have purchased everything. Here's the deal, man. I would work with the title company first. That's what I would do. And I would ask for help at the title company. I would also... Do they reference the same loan number, or does each have its own?
No, they're all different loan numbers, so when I try to track it down and call them, they have no idea what I'm talking about. And
if you do an O&E at the title company, I'm going to tell you the steps I would do. First, an O&E. Ownership and encumbrances, okay? On your house. That will tell you who has the loan right now.
But they both think they have the loan.
It doesn't matter. The O&E will say who does. It doesn't matter who thinks. And then according to the O&E, you'll have the O&E. That will tell you. Then you're going to copy the O&E, and you're going to send it to each one. And you're going to reference the number they have for that loan. And you're going to say the payment is made to the one on this O&E. No one can fault you for it. If you have a receipt and you do things and you document, we will help you.
How many months has it been?
my first payment was due March 1st. I closed January 3rd. And
Okay.
so both of them are saying, no, we are the owner.
This is terrible.
Your loan number.
You know, this
But
is terrible.
We're waiting for the other to close your other
God, I
loan.
guess it's possible they sold it to two people. I mean, I've never heard of these people.
You mean by mistake?
Hopefully.
And the lady that the local branch who's been trying to help me, she's like, this is unreal. This is unheard of. I mean, like the owner of the local branch has called me. They've been in touch and they're trying to help and all this, but I'm like, guys, this is
but I will
unreal.
assure you of this. If you keep your documentation, we will fight the credit reporting, but I wouldn't make a payment until you're absolutely sure. First, go to the title company, ask for help, and then Anthony, Suzanne's going to give you a callback number. You ask for help, and then ask for an O&E. Tell them you want to know exactly who the deed of trust holder is as recorded right now. That's what you need to know. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Much to talk about. We have a seminar coming up that I need you to know about for stem cell therapy because I want you there. Mark has arranged this with Centeno Schultz because we want to get people together and we want to explain in a non-clinical setting. So if you are... we're going to have an example of an ultrasound and how they look at joints.
Oh, big time.
And we will answer any question you have on stem cell therapy and why you should avoid the cranks. It's April 11th, so please mark your calendars. And then I'm going to give you a number to find out more. It's not the normal number, okay? So it's April 3rd. Now remember Centeno Schultz for true living stem cell treatment. But please mark your calendars for April 11th, 6:30 in the evening. You will get real, solid information, and you can ask any question you want. So if you have painful joints and you've been wondering about stem cell, I'll be there. Mark will be there. Dr. Centeno Schultz will be there. Here's the number to sign up. Please take the number down. 303-429-6448. 303-429-6448. Now, you may want to write it down and talk to your husband or wife later. Let's do it. I really want people there so we can discuss this openly and honestly and get you the right information. 303-429-6448.
Centeno Schultz.
I have no idea where it is.
Oh.
I wasn't going to do that. I want to see his closing paperwork.
Mark has arranged this.
Okay.
There's still big
Mark,
I might do that.
Mark, tell us where it is.
So just, if you talk.
Seminar on 11th, where is
talk,
that?
right,
It's in the tech center. It's on that.
Well, down here, that's right, close to
It's at the
You
Marriott.
gotta hit it like,
Okay.
say, yes,
call over there.
just from beginning to end. The reason we go off is.
Call to make some arrangements.
Just come on. Just put it on.
Just didn't show up at the Marriott?
Feel you're done with everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Say I'm with the band.
The band, the drummer. You were a drummer, weren't you?
What do you think, if he says you're gonna settle, what are you gonna settle?
My wife and I, once a month, she has to go out dance.
Oh, that's so nice. That's cute. That is really cute.
So we went all the way up to Lafayette place to hear this lady we follow around, really a good singer. But they had a drummer that just overwhelmed the rest of the band.
In a good way or bad?
Bad.
Ugh.
And it just,
I can't stand those guys.
anytime you got one person doing it,
Yeah, you're right.
An HVAC tech's experienced, background checked, drug screened, and you can get them in your home for just $39 to diagnose any it won't cost you.
she's got 80 years old, some jurors followed her line.
To have the work done, they'll waive the $39. Fix it 24/7. Upfront pricing before work begins. 100% satisfaction guarantee. And
I didn't see the ones,
$39. They'll treat your home.
No, I'd be furious, man.
the one that was
If that guy's not bullshitting, I would. That's exactly what I'd do. If they're a direct lender, I'd pay them off. They're not going to get a fucking dime because I paid them off quick.
But saying something like that, the average man, what is it? Fuck.
Or then you refinance and do it.
Well, what would, okay.
Is there any way to get a better picture from this one?
Well, that's true. You'd have more
Is
fun.
that connected?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she's already,
This one?
no, the one where it's
So that sucks.
that right there.
Yeah. Didn't they say like a what, 0% completed? I thought another one
Said
said like 1%. Yeah.
It was the same,
Yeah.
Yeah, and for
it was the same one, but
employees without permits, it needs to be redone.
Did they pull a permit and then it didn't pass? No, am I wrong on
no
that?
permit was pulled,
No,
period. And I went down.
Is it Denver?
Denver.
Yes.
I went down to Denver, sat there forever.
Just got all the stuff saying that
And
there was no permit.
they printed out this for me.
What does it say? No permit?
So,
You might have it
Or
right there.
licensed, that's the big thing, so they're not licensed in Denver
City
either.
County.
That's good.
She's got her ducks in a row here. It's,
You might actually do pretty well there.
I think she will.
But I just can't see them. They're gonna
See, Dan, we needed you there as a defense attorney.
Huh?
We needed you there as the defense attorney.
Me?
Yeah.
That's really good.
To come up, you know, anyways, a couple of devil's advocate.
Oh. Well, the big thing,
Is she gonna send that?
to prepare for jury trial, these guys gotta be working, I mean, they're any kind of lawyers.
well, we looked them up. They don't have very good ratings. They generally,
There's like two young guys, aren't they?
one is young and one is a little bit older. And the majority of all of their work is done for the plaintiff, not the defense. So they mainly represent the plaintiff, and they've only gone to court like 5 times.
And I bet you that's a lot. You know, everybody tries to sell.
Mm-hmm. And so when they came up with an offer, it was
There are some
have
really
the insurance company release the remaining amount to my
That was their offer.
And I was
Just
like,
stop comments altogether. Why even
What is
allow
your
them?
insurance
I don't
company?
think we have allowed.
You guys changed it.
I never changed.
Then Dan
But are they
did.
gonna pay you?
Did you turn comments back on?
YouTube.
One of you guys, I remember it being a conversation
By
about
the way,
turning
guys,
comments
it's
back
on
on.
YouTube, not Facebook.
Yeah, that you guys turned comments
No, I
back on.
can't turn comments. You were gonna, I asked you, you said you were gonna.
He did.
I never turned it back on.
Oh.
I never did. I don't even know how.
I don't think so.
Did? I believe that.
So how do we, on YouTube, we can just continue.
Well, here's the problem. How did they get?
Who's got comments?
How did they even get that one?
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Okay, Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center has a new location. I am so happy because, you know, the old place was a little old and dingy, the building. I mean, they have wonderful equipment and stuff. Now they're in a state-of-the-art facility. It's really beautiful. Please stop by and get a hearing evaluation. They're at 3601 South Clarkson Street. It's Suite 220. It's in Inglewood. So it's Clarkson and Hamden. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center is having to celebrate this new re-grand opening. They're offering $500 off a pair of premium digital hearing aids plus a free Bluetooth TV accessory. It's going to allow you to Bluetooth into your hearing aids the TV. Isn't that cool? Now, many of these new smart hearing aids can be controlled by your smartphone. So go see them, and remember, always free, no obligation trial periods to make sure they really work for you. 303-534-0163. 303-534-0163. As with this advertiser and the Centeno Schultz with the stem cell therapy, or any advertising you hear on this show, you can call and ask questions. We also have Mark Trenner with us. We also have someone here, and this case was terrible what happened to her, and we're going to get into it. And I urge you to stay tuned because we are going to do a little mock trial here to see how it goes. Bob has a follow-up from 6 months ago, and this is a weird one, Bob. Can you recap it for us?
Well, I have known a realtor in Denver. She had her own company that I don't know what happened to, and then she went to work for Kentwood and then another place, both of which got rid of her.
And what's her name?
Mary Ray. R-A-E.
And tell me about Mary Ray. Should she be on the Sleaze Brigade? I don't recall putting her on the Sleaze Brigade. What is this about?
She borrowed $30,000 cash from me.
Why did you do that?
Because, well, we'd become friends over 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
And she started out by asking, could she have a little money? So,
does this have anything to do with her real estate life, if she just borrowed money from you?
Well, no, but
okay.
Later I did find out she had borrowed it from many other people and never paid it back.
Mary Ray borrows money and doesn't pay back. Where else does this story go?
Well, I believe you suggested I should go to court.
You should go to, you couldn't go to small claims court, but I said you should go, and it would be a pretty easy thing if you had a promissory note in writing to get a judgment.
I did have a promissory note.
You do have a promissory note, you mean?
Yes.
Okay. And is it, does it specify a due date?
Yes. December 31st, 2014.
Okay, so where are we going with this?
Well, she never paid me a dime.
Did you go to court and get a default judgment or a judgment?
I did.
Okay, if you have a judgment, you need to find an aggressive attorney who can collect it. And this attorney, the few I have in mind, they use the criminal system because they get them on contempt of court.
Well, they did that. I went eventually to Dana Temple.
I don't know who that is. Okay, what happened?
Temple and Associates. She took her to court, and the judge...
This is for your initial judgment?
No, this was the second one.
Oh, good.
The initial judgment, the judge awarded me $30,000 for the note and $6,000 for the attorney's fees.
This is very good. So when you went to court the second time, what happened? Because people who are owed money are listening, and they want to know. What happened?
She didn't show up.
Okay. And did she get a contempt?
She did.
Is there a warrant out for her arrest?
There is.
Good.
And a $10,000 bond.
All right. Then I would hire a bounty hunter to go get her if you know where she is.
Yeah, I do know where she is. The police went to get her several times.
Let me ask Deputy Clint. He's done everything in the world. We always joke. He's like Forrest Gump. Have you ever been a bounty hunter, Deputy Clint? What's that? His mic's not working for some reason. Are you... that mic's not working? It's not? Okay, it's on. I don't know what you're saying, Brutus. He is talking. He is. It's just not working. Let me see, sir. All right, that's okay. In any case, let's talk about this. Do you know any bounty hunters? Do you?
Do I?
Yeah.
No.
All right. What do you want done? You want to get your money, right?
Yes.
So I would hire a bounty hunter. I mean this, and I want anyone listening. I don't know. Do you have to be licensed in Colorado to be? I want anyone listening who's a bounty hunter to give us a call. And you know what bounty hunters do? They go and get them and arrest them. And you listen, that changes people's lives. Is that what you're calling about, though? What else is going on?
Well, she did call me one time about 3 months ago. Said, "Oh, please get rid of this arrest thing, and I'm going to pay you."
Can you send us a copy of the judgment and the arrest warrant?
I sure can.
Okay, and then we're going to put her on Sleaze Brigade and publish this thing. Okay, so after she made that plea, what did you do?
I said, "No, you owe me the money, and I want it."
Okay, so where do we go with this story? Where are we going with it? What's happening? How can I help you?
Not a thing is happening, but I don't know what else to do. But you think I should call a bounty hunter?
Yes, I really do. Or we're going to try to hook you up with one. We need a bounty hunter for the referrals. I want a bounty hunter to call us. And if you do this for him, we'll trade you services to get you on the list. That's one thing we don't have. We need a bounty hunter. So you hold on and give your information to Suzanne. We want you to send us copies of the judgment and copies of all of that stuff. All right? Now, 303-713-TALK. I want to talk to We have an email for Mark Trenner, Trenner Law, our U.S. patent attorney. In fact, US-patentattorney.com. Hey, they want to know about a song. Is that copyrighted or trademarked?
That would be copyright. Copyright is for songs, paintings, books.
Do they
like
have
that.
to register it?
You don't have to. It's automatic as soon as you put it down on paper or in
What if
some
no
sort of
one knows
medium.
about it? How would someone know if they're violating? And how similar does it have to be?
So you should register it.
Okay.
It helps. And before you would enforce those copyright rights, you do have to register it.
Okay. Registration, what is it?
That's pretty easy. You can go to the U.S. Copyright Office. I think it's just copyright.gov, and there's some paperwork that you can fill out.
And then you submit the work?
You do. You actually send a copy of it, so it's on file at the Copyright Office.
I want to know how closely something has to be, because I'm a believer that if it's concurrent thought, what happens when people have similar thoughts?
Yeah, concurrent thought, if it's not copying, copyright is actual copying. You have to copy it. So if somebody...
But it's the tune and the word.
Yeah, but I mean, if Mark comes up with a song that's very similar and he didn't copy it from me and I came up with the same or similar one, that's not copyright infringement.
All right, we're going to talk about this and more. 303-713-8255. Plumline Services, they were here yesterday with very valuable information on home services. And the one thing I can tell you about Plumline Services, you'll get honest, ethical, on time, and they give you all prices quoted up front. They give you free second opinions on any major job that you were quoted. If it's a drain repair, they have their own drain division, a replacement furnace, a panel change for electrical, because they do plumbing, heating, cooling, electrical, and drains. So free second opinions on major repairs. And here's the thing with electricians. We often put off calling electrical people because it's so much money to find a problem and then let alone fix it. But the fix is usually minor. So if you have a warm outlet or sparking, you hear arcing or something's wrong, you will never have to spend more than $149 for complete peace of mind, repair with parts, or the call is free. That means you commit to $149. They'll come to your house, and no matter how long it takes or what it involves, they will find the source of the problem. And often it's so simple, they include the parts and fix it. Now, if it's complicated, like your whole panel or multiple circuits, they'll tell you why they can't do it for $149, but you'll get a full written report, and you don't have to pay anything for it. So no matter what, you get something of value. Find, fix, or free $149. PlumlineServices.com for plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drains. 303-586-1086. 303-586-1086.
Okay. We don't have a value. Do we have a skip tracer?
Well, we have a project. Over here. Let me see, Mark, here. I'll forward this to you.
YouTube or whatever. This is just like in
This is just one of them.
I mean, how many you get?
Oh, I don't get that.
Is negligent, they should pay. That's what it's all about. Why should you be the one to suffer? Don't feel guilty. What you need, the services of someone competent like John Fuller, who knows all the areas of law involved. 303-597.
Did you switch banners out like we talked about?
I am doing the others and stuff. I did it on the other computer. I didn't bring it to the email.
Don't even put the other one up, though.
Okay, I'll take them off right now.
Visiting Angels will provide home care for your mom or dad at home up to 24 hours per day, including personal care, meals, and light housework. You'll select your professional caregiver with Visiting Angels. Look up visitingangels.com or call 877-674.
Dan, pardon me, Clint, Dan, once the video is posted, so yesterday's video, you can comment on it. That's what it is. Okay, Clint, that's a good idea. I'll wait for that terminology to come in.
So, should I? I'm going to hit the send button. I'll still talk about it.
Did they have 2 spots and The 3rd?
Okay. The seminar on the other one, but even on the other one, mention this.
Yeah, but do the other stuff on the other one too.
So your lawyer friend didn't show up, or?
You're only going to have,
he had something going on
there's
with
like
his
8 of those seminar ones
So,
over the next week,
called
and then they're done.
And he was
But
like,
I still want to plug it because I want it to work. I want it to work.
Yeah, of course.
so.
We've already had some
But the
emails
thing is, like, he had something.
asking for the details, so I sent them back out.
Not a
They wanted to get the website out. Jeez, I don't know
Like-
if you can spell it.
And
But-
he's like, but I can help you, like,
More
with,
than what you've been involved in, he's been
Right.
through mock
And-
trials in school.
and so he was like,
How long have you been doing this?
40 years.
Well, 40 is in Denver.
Since
So I
1924.
was 20 when I started my radio in radio and TV 20. So how old am I now? 64. So
For 40 years.
He's a young 64.
oh, something.
He doesn't look 64, does he?
Him and Clint could be brothers.
I'll be 65 in September. My God, I'll be eligible for Medicare. Yay! I wonder if Medicare's good here.
What's the oldest you take Social Security now?
68. My birthday's yesterday.
I don't know.
Oh, really?
But I don't.
Happy birthday.
Our birthday is tomorrow.
Oh,
Tomorrow,
Do you know why?
Yeah,
Today's
I was
tomorrow.
talking
You
to
can
the
make
dad
as much
tomorrow.
money as you want, but if you wait till
I don't know how it came
more
up.
money, but with me,
Who's going to go with you when you do this? If you jury?
Oh. Well,
Right
hell
now-
yeah, then.
now, it automatically.
And that's what, like I said,
I get
Mark was
insurance.
thinking maybe you wanted
Until
to.
they're
I've never seen it done.
Oh.
19.
I've been in there and stuff, but I wasn't.
For Social Security, I have to pay through 19.
Uh-huh.
But here's the deal.
You know, this taking more proactive with
Child
helping
support is
people
$3,000.
with lawsuits, Dan,
So my
is
Social Security
really a
for them
good idea.
is a
Oh,
little less
like I
than
said,
so I'll supplement. But my child support goes down. So instead of waiting 4 more years to
Have you
take
done any
it,
research?
for those whole
Got
4
any money?
years, I'm
He
getting
doesn't have
those.
anything.
my-
I can't
my-
Yeah,
buy
we're getting all that.
Yeah, so that's
Like,
for me
there's-
better to take it.
Those
I
lawyers
It's kind of
They're-
ridiculous, though, because you pay for anything, you pay for everything
the frauds
above and
begin
beyond
with-
that anyhow.
They're on
So I pay for everything.
That's what I mean. So it's kind of
Getting
like,
food
I know
stamps.
it's ridiculous.
How can you do that?
Really? You did research on that, huh?
Well, someone said something to me about it, and so then I contacted some people that I know.
Okay.
And
He doesn't pay his employees, you know.
Now
it's
you
Oh.
look and sound. Well, you look. I never saw you before, but you look and sound way more together than what I imagined when you first called. You were very upset, and you seem like you have it together. I remember when you first called, and I said, "How did you get into this? It was a mess." But you seem like I think you can pull this off, and we're going to talk
oh,
about it.
she's got her ducks in a row in that book, man.
Here's the most important thing is making sure the jury and the judge understand the story and the injustice, and then backed up by evidence. All the little miscellaneous crap, they don't. But they want to hear a logical story on why he was wrong.
Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. Buy and build. I love this place. I often joke it's a big, ugly warehouse, and it is. There's nothing pretty about 4800 Washington Street, except when you go inside. You'll find plenty of purty things at very good prices. We're talking light fixtures at 1/10 of the cost you find at lighting stores, and plumbing fixtures, and toilets and sinks and everything. Also, they have tile and hardwoods, and they have granite slabs, and you can have it cut. You can have cabinets. The cabinets are probably, if I had to pick one thing, the cabinets are the best deal, and electrical fixtures. I'd say those 2 things. But downstairs, they have the bargain basement. Just remember, buyandbuild.net for any home improvements. You can even send your contractor there. Please, buyandbuild.net, you got to go. And then tell Courtney I told you it was a big, ugly showroom, big, ugly warehouse. 303-295-6022, 4800 Washington Street. All right, so listen to this story. All right, Jessica Perez hires a contractor to do home improvements. And Jessica, what I want to do first is just summarize the story. How much did you pay this guy?
okay, so I paid him $2,400 up front.
First, and then what was he supposed to do for that?
So basically, this is all roofing, siding, gutters, So he was supposed to replace the roof on the house, the garage, siding on the house.
Okay. And when you had this, did you have it in writing?
Yes, we had a contract.
And the $2,400 was a down payment. What was the full price?
The full price was $17,000.
Okay. Did you ever pay him more money?
The insurance company, because it was an insurance claim, paid him $4,000 up front.
So you paid $2,400 up front, and they paid
$4,000.
Okay.
Up front.
Okay. And why did they pay him up front? Did you give them permission?
The way that the insurance works, they give him like a stipend to start the work.
Okay. Then, in addition to the $6,400 total, was anything else given to him?
Well, I had renters in the house previously. They had left a bunch of stuff.
No. Did you pay him anything else is all I need.
No.
No. Okay. So you're out $6,400, but you're out a lot more. Why?
Well, because he told his employees that I was going to demo the house, and they started taking fixtures from the house.
Did he tell them to do that?
He told them that they could. They could take whatever they wanted.
Now, do you have proof of that?
Do I have proof that he told them?
Yes.
I do have a gentleman that informed me that that's what he was told.
And did that gentleman take stuff?
No.
Deputy Clint was watching the mock trial, so I want him to chime in. Is that part of your case, that he encouraged people to take stuff?
Yes.
Clint, is that weak or strong or what? That part of it.
Well, it just has a little bit to do with their damages.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is how can he be blamed for what his employees or other people did in the house or took? Well, he is responsible for his employees, but first of all, is anyone admitting stuff is missing, or is he saying you're crazy? Like, what's missing?
He has admitted through text messages to me by saying that he was willing to pay me $1,500.
What's missing from the
wash
house?
it.
What's missing from the house?
The light fixtures, fans, plumbing, copper.
Oh, really? So they
wires.
Did they strip the house, basically?
Pretty much, yes.
You also said there were squatters in the house.
Yes.
Now, where were you during all of this?
I was out of the country.
Okay. And how can he be blamed for the squatters?
Well, he allowed one of his employees, or told one of his employees, that they could rent the basement, and he would pay me the rent in exchange for his...
Can you prove that?
I have the gentleman that...
Does he have an affidavit, or will he be testifying?
He will testify.
Okay. So this guy was told he could live there, and that guy would pay the rent for him.
So in exchange for his work, because he was also a roofer for him.
I got it.
Yes.
So, what, other than the stuff missing and some squatters, what damage do you have? What work was done? He could say, hey, I did the work.
He took siding from one part of her house and put it on a different.
Now, Mark actually went and visited the site. So, what work did he do? I'm not asking if he did it good, not bad, or whether you agree, or whether it's complete. What did he do first? Let's go there.
He tore off the old roof.
Okay.
And put a little bit of plywood on it. Put a little bit of shingles on it.
Okay. And some of the shingles he got from one side, or some of the siding he got from one side, put on the other. So he tore off old roof, put up plywood and shingles. And did he get a permit?
No.
Was it approved, the work? Is it good?
No.
Can't they argue quantum merit, meaning you got... is that what they call it? Is that what they call it, Mr. Attorney, quantum merit, where you've gotten value even if there was no permit?
Yeah, I think so. You get something for something.
Yeah. So, but you're saying the work he did was substandard?
Correct.
Clint, how was the work?
Well, there's gaps and holes where you're actually looking at the shingles from underneath. There's holes you could throw a pregnant cat through that he just shingled right over.
Wow.
That's a pregnant cat.
Not just a regular cat. Or Daphne's cat. No.
Oh, my God. Daphne's cat could not fit through a cave
doorway.
entrance.
Yeah. All right, so if we go to, and if we talk about your damages, you're talking about the $6,400 that was spent that you got little or nothing, you got nothing for. and then the damages to the house. What is his argument?
That it was...
The work was done.
The work was done and completed.
And you owe him.
And that I owe him. Correct.
And how is it? Where have you been living? Were you going to live there?
No, my nephew was.
Okay, so you have a home. This was a rental.
It was my grandmother's home.
That you inherited?
Yes.
All right. So how are you, did you correct those mistakes right now?
No, actually, I filed with the insurance companies, and because of this lawsuit, they won't do anything until the lawsuit's completed.
All right, we have more coming back now. Now, if you people have questions or remarks on this, I'm going to ask her what her closing arguments will be in front of the jury. You know, and maybe I shouldn't. Maybe we should not on the air, because they might be. I don't know. I don't think they're listening. Do you? I don't know. Mark, do you think that's a bad idea?
Yeah, I do. I didn't even think of it until you said it.
Yeah,
though.
yeah. I don't know if I want to. Listen. Okay, we'll think about it. But if you have any questions, then of course we have Mark Trenner, our intellectual property attorney law, and any problems you have, I promise you, we'll get back to you, Steve, Tyler, if you're listening, Margie, and Calvin, all of you. In fact, Calvin's first coming back. We'll talk about, all right? Right now, Art of Granite. I love saving money. You know, we talked about buying, but now let's talk about Art of Granite, a direct stone importer. If you use any one of my clients, you will be so happy. And I guarantee it. You will be happy. I have checked these people out. Mitch Floria is a great guy. You know, Mark and Suzanne used him on my word. They love him, and they went back twice. He'll give you prices on the phone. Call him, and you give him square footage, send him a photo or two. He will give you prices on the phone that are really close, within a few $100. Now, you have to pick the countertop material. If you like that price, you go out to the Golden Showroom. You get your custom edges, your sinks. He has cabinets direct from the manufacturer for a small markup. Wholesale on all the counter material, and he charges only for the fabrication and installation. He doesn't even charge for tearing it out and hauling it away. He doesn't charge for all of the other stuff, like the bathroom, for example, you have done free when you have the kitchen done. So give him a call, get your price, 303-386-5919, 303-386-5919. The website is artofgranite.net.
Especially you, Dan, you're going to love this. My Adams County DA economics crimes investigator, he's asking for information on Rudy and Denver Customs food truck. So I just sent
Oh my God, that's an old
yeah.
That's
old one, but that guy's ripping people off on a weekly basis.
Why isn't he on the? Wait, we got to get him on the sleaze brigade. Can you get me some info on that?
Yeah, we should have info. That guy is a sleaze in the
Man, I got it. We have to keep this
Rudy.
brigade up.
So Dan, I'm just going to need some help getting the
Mark, if we did an extra site, I don't know if we should, but just say theoretically we did e-directory. Are we charged for each site? Each instance. Yeah.
The house isn't half by you, half by your grandma, or your mom?
No.
It's all you now?
It's all me. My grandmother has to come off of the deed.
Okay. So I thought...
You thought it was...
No, I thought that the rent was supposed to help your mom.
Yes.
That's what you have to bring up at the closing arguments and stuff. That's what the rent, and that's your biggest damage.
Right.
They'll probably...
Jessica, you know, whether we do a closing argument or not, I don't think that helps one way or the other, but I think what we do need to tell them is that if they think that you're not serious about this and you're coming into court, that we've done a mock trial, that say they're going to lose. Whether it's a judge or jury, they're going to lose this case if it goes into court.
Yeah.
And I would make that real clear to let them know that I don't think that they've done all the stuff that they did. If they hired an attorney that had to do the evidentiary books and all, you've seen what you have to do.
Just because they're on food stamps.
Yeah, well,
the roofer. But see, what I'm thinking is this Autumn Jasper that he had me write the check to. No, I wrote him a check for the final deductible, and he had me write it to Autumn Jasper because he said he was having issues with his account. Okay, so
that loses his protection from his LLC.
Yeah, so I found out that
Who is that?
Autumn is on, they're collecting food stamps,
Girlfriend.
Medicaid.
Remember the girl that was, I'm sorry, Jessica, traveling the country with her food truck and had to get it fixed? The best way to do it is us reach out to her, and she'll remember the date that she and Rudy came on the air. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's going to be the best way to approach getting dates
Remember,
and info.
remember, he promised me he was going to pay her back. That
Were you
next
doing
day.
the show that day?
Remember, he said he
Like
was
you
going
were
to pay her
doing the
back.
show.
So that's another thing we look at is when Tom was out, when Mark was in around that time.
Well, it'd be December-ish.
Was it that? It was just, it wasn't just this past December.
So, yeah, but I think, you know, the jury, you gotta make the jury feel sorry for you and say, this
I love that
grandma-
shit. That is
this
my.
a-
I know. I do that.
I mean, you agree, Bill, from your stuff.
I had 1946. Listen to this. The firewall, you know what the firewall is, right?
Yeah.
And then they call the back where the tail cone attaches. They call this part. A lot of people call it the fuselage.
That's why he
But the
wanted
fuselage
the
is a little more than that. This was just the
He
empty
wanted to force you to
area,
take a long.
literally. And had new routes. I got
Oh, yeah.
so literally new factory parts for
Vincent
every door.
Perez.
Now the tail cone
So
was
who's
not new.
Adam
It was the tail cone, but
Or,
the
strip and
From-
the tail is new, landing gears new,
Jasper.
engine problems. When I say new,
She
the
is,
company
is,
is called
is
Univair.
so-called white.
It's unique in the world. It's
I don't know.
worldwide. They bought the rights
Could you do one check?
to like 6 or 7
No, he asked me to bring cash, which I
manufacturers
did, and, but,
all the rights.
which I shouldn't have.
So in other
It was
words,
close to
they bought the
Christmas.
original tools and dies
He was saying
and
he needed to
stamped
give
brand new
his
parts.
employees
You
something.
can literally go to Univair and build a
You
new
know,
airplane.
because the deductible was
So
not
mine is
due
a
until all work was
1946
completed.
new.
Yeah.
And people don't believe it until they see
You know,
it. They're like,
because of the holidays,
holy
I
shit.
wanted
I mean,
to
you look at it and you're
help
thinking,
them.
how am I looking?
So-
It's new, you know. I got
I put
gear,
together, my husband and
and it was.
One was
I
putting
spent
through
so I
$2
spent
million.
like 70,000
You know.
parts. I was so
I.
stupid.
So, I mean, that's a rough time for some people.
No, no, no. I mean, just parts.
That's.
You will never get money.
No, you don't.
It's just fun.
Yeah.
It's so nice. They're so rare to find.
Right.
Tom Martino here. Fix It 24/7 is doing their extraordinary deal. I got the email from George Donaldson, the owner I've known for 30 years. Good morning, Tom. Hey, we're going to do for 10 callers the air conditioner tune-up for $39. As you know, we completely break down the system as much as possible and clean each and every component, make all the necessary adjustments, pressures, and everything needed to guarantee that your air conditioner will not break down during the summer and will be operating at peak efficiency. Now, when they say it, you can take it to the bank. You will never get as much work done ever. I'm just saying that, for this price. You check them out. If you don't agree, you call me back. They guarantee 100% satisfaction. That's Fix It 24/7 for $39. If you're worried about your system at all, if you want to make sure it's operating at peak efficiency, now's the time to do it. For just $39, if you get a clean bill of health, you'll still get it reconditioned. Even if there's nothing wrong with it, you're still getting your money's worth. Now, if you decide there's a little problem, you get it fixed, that $39 is applied to the repair or the maintenance. So you don't have to worry about saying yes to it if you don't want to, and if you do, you get credited, and the most you'll spend is $39 if that's what you decide. The next 10 callers, 720-526-3939, 720-526-3939, fixmyhome.com. So, let's go to the phones. Calvin Held, I'm going to take him first. Go ahead, Calvin. What's happening?
Hi, Tom. Thanks for taking my call.
What's going on, man?
I have a flooring nightmare going on. I'm down in Cypress, northwest side of Houston, and we had some flooring installed. Well, the install started back in October of last year.
And what's the problem?
Well, right out the gate, when they got started, they were almost done with the whole second floor. my wife's calling me and telling me that the flooring, the shades in the flooring didn't match what we had picked out on the showroom.
Now, what do you mean the shade? So, is this a hardwood?
It's a laminate.
A laminate. When you say that it doesn't match, you mean the whole thing doesn't match, or the slats of wood themselves in that batch don't match?
The hues and the shading were not as...
No, I mean within the batch, do they vary, or is it different than what you wanted?
The lot they were using did not have the same variation of what was on display on the showroom floor.
Hold on, we'll come back to this and more.
Affordable Interest Mortgage has been your personal mortgage broker serving.
I had a buy order in for $29.31 on BAC. It went down to 32, and then of course it jumped 6 cents before I filled one stupid share.
I looked on the thing on Golden and
See what Spotify is at? They did their IPO today. No, hell no. IPOs are dangerous, man.
So
163. I think it's 4 or 6 times. I mean, Netflix is like 12. It's the closest thing. Although they don't have their own content. Spotify is streaming music. Kids love it because they can listen to whatever they want.
When we got it, we were going to ask you pretty much the top of the rim
on Goldman Sachs, the top 2 stocks.
Here's what? Which one?
GAC, WFC, Wells Fargo.
You know what's interesting? That's what I'm looking at right here. I heard a rumor this morning that Buffett was looking at GE again.
Oh, so you've been using it. You've been using it as you do this?
Yeah, they say just their engines cool. Is worth like $16, $18.
So it's going to be my son.
Well, okay, that's great because everything else is dragging it down.
Oh my goodness, he's not even close to.
Well, he gets
would they ever split it up? That's the thing about
so
it.
I made him a deal. We bought it.
They just sold
2
something
or 3
off
years
the other
ago.
day.
And I said, if you help me do everything on it, I said it'll be yours when you're 16.
She was born.
He's been out there doing everything with me on it.
That is very cool.
Yeah.
That's
you know, those are so popular. That's what
I know they are. It was hard to. I had to go get this one down in Texas. It wasn't running. I had to trailer it up here.
I want a day trailer, so man, I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah.
And you can sell them. That's so nice.
I told him if he ever wants to sell it, he has to give me first rights on it.
Latvia, Estonia, and Lithuania. A joint news conference expected this hour.
They're so easy to get rid of.
Jesus should sell their Baker Hughes thing.
What is that?
That's their wireline, or I'm sorry, their oil service company.
Now that I know you can call those United States,
but they make money
from San Antonio, New York State. That's why I live there.
San Antonio. So how long you been visiting?
Just a couple days.
He's here about every weekend.
Just every weekend. I know your numbers from San Antonio.
And I lived out there for a little bit.
Thanks for all Wall Street right now.
I think it's what get to teach those kind of skills too.
There it goes. I actually documented everything on photos. Did you do that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's really important that you do that.
It is. They're helpful.
One more.
What's nice too is that
it's like I get 30.
a lot of this stuff.
I'd take 31 on the
If I
app.
get stuff come out, I take something off.
Here I
So many
don't see
people
it.
do this in here.
Here I don't come back up. I still get 30.
Let me just show you.
Well, I killed that order.
This is how
I'm on manual mode right now.
Yeah. Now,
You'll have a choice of your best.
when I tell you
the 10 highly rated
this
life
thing
insurance companies.
Are you day trading?
I mean, everything. I mean, look at that.
I know, he's so excited about it.
And then I agree.
$25 a month.
So
I
there,
thought
this
there
is
was
the example of
a
factory
way that you could put it to automatically fix that.
Factory in.
Do it for you.
Absolutely.
And
694.
wings.
But he just likes the excitement.
No, he had it.
No, I had an order in.
Oh.
Okay, here we go.
Here that I kept.
See, that's why I took it off
No,
there.
I had it
Okay.
done. I subbed out a lot, but I mean, I
That's 29.
Yep, I got it.
But this thing is like,
Yeah.
these are factory.
28.
You know, because
I bet I got it
these
like.
seats I had done, and the whole interior. Then I installed.
25.
No.
Oh, I was like, wait a minute, I didn't want to do that.
This isn't the great, this isn't the great.
Yeah. How long did that take? I filled it 29-28.
Yeah, that's what it.
There we go. Now we're back at 29-30. Now I'm going to put a sell order in. I'm going to make sure that I bought 10,000 and 5,000 inside. So,
Oh, I still have it. Look, now this is not there anymore. That's an old. But look at it. I mean, it's like, and the flying is just so good. But look at how beautiful it is.
You have that red leather seats? Because it looks so nice.
No, it is.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
This is cool. I love that little thing. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah.
This is the thing on Facebook right there.
But on the front range, just
When did it move? Oh no, I moved it a while ago because it's sat there for 10 years. I mean, I restored it 10 years ago, so I recently had to get it going, but I didn't have to restore it again. I just had to get it safe again. I had, the main thing was seals. Like, I finally got it where it's not.
You're going to sell it 30 cents?
Oh, good.
no, I'm going to sell it. I don't know what I'm going to sell.
I actually know a value on it. I didn't realize. I probably should have just sold
Isn't Dog still here?
Well, Dog's still here, but I got a guy out here, Dave DeVere. Anyway,
I know Bounty Hunter, I don't know how much it is.
he owns a whole bunch of bail bonds. It's kind of like almost everybody you call, it's still him.
So they're bail bond people almost.
So you can't just go out and enforce it as a citizen, right? You have to be licensed.
I'm pretty sure there's a license. It's I could find. I know Dave has one because he.
Yeah, go to any bail person, they're going to know about it.
Yeah, well, if you go down to Denver and Bubbles' house, all my colors across the law station.
So where is this called?
Yeah.
They're all owned by the same guy. Down Bayport, they're all owned by the same guy. There are 67
No shit,
bail
what do you
bonds
do?
companies in
So
Denver.
you're a hobbyist?
So it's like you know when the Occupy Denver was here, over here,
Is it just your man cave?
because he has everybody.
So when you're
Those
not working,
people
there's
never
not a
show up in
regular
court
garage.
because they're from out of state.
No, I mean, it's
So he wouldn't put a kind of a thing out, bam, nobody would bail him out when you're here. So when they got arrested, they wanted to bail out. They just get bailed. But they, none of them get
I
bailed
bought
out in
at
Denver, and except that they Occupy
29.34.
Denver thing down because they couldn't get.
No,
out.
I'm sorry. I bought it 29.28, sold it 29.34. 5,000 shares. So 5,000. So $50 a penny.
That is
So 50 times
I love projects.
6 times 50, $300.
Brand new 836.
Hey, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We are slamming these consumer problems. This is the place to come. If you have a problem, you don't know where to go. Someone lied to you, cheated you, ripped you off. Someone just didn't treat you right. And you want to just let people know about it. Gosh, I often wonder, why are people in business if they hate people? There are people that just hate people, and I wonder, why do they do it? This hour brought to you by Rocky's Auto, 63rd and Federal. Hey, we have a lot going on, so I'm going to get right to the phones, okay? But if you have to sum up the show, you just say, call Tom Martino, you'll get help. And, of course, the entire Troubleshooter team is here to help, including attorneys, accountants, medical people, health professionals, mechanics. We have it all at referralist.com, the people you should use for optimum service and products, and then we use them to help you when there are problems. Rocky's 63rd and Federal. Now, they have a giant selection of used cars, trucks, SUVs, and vans, and also a selection in lenders. Now, it's not like you go down the line and say, I want this lender instead of that lender, because you don't know the difference. What they do is they tell you, this lender will accept little or nothing down. This lender wants about 20% down. This lender will only accept A or B credit. This lender might skate with lower credit. And so they have a variety, and they originate the loans. That's the important thing, and approve them there. So when you leave, there's no calling you back with tricks. I hate when dealers do that. Then they say you got to bring in more money or something. Okay, Rocky'sAutos.com, 63rd and Federal, Monday through Friday, 9 to 7, and on Saturday, 9 to 6, 303-426-4646. Welcome. Now, we have someone going to court on her own, and we're going to talk about that case a little more. We also have Mark Trenner an intellectual property attorney, and we do have some questions for him. And a lot of people feel more comfortable emailing, and that's fine with us. I have a couple email questions, but there have been people waiting on the phone. And I'm going to go back to Calvin. And this is a guy out of Texas. And Calvin, I miss my time in Texas. I was on KTRH in Houston.
Yes, sir.
And by the way, so let's talk about this flooring company. If you had to get right down to it, you're saying the product varies from the sample.
Well, no, this was the beginning of the problem, Tom.
Okay.
They installed almost the whole second floor of the house. My wife's calling me. I'm calling up to the store and telling them something's not right. The floor doesn't match what we.
How is the
we
installation process itself? I mean, I'm trying to get to the main problems. Is the installation professionally done?
Okay, when we called out, the flooring was wrong. They pulled everything up. They were going to go get another lot that matched.
Wait a minute, that's really nice. Hold on. They actually pulled it up and we're going to redo it?
Right. And so they went back to the warehouse, and everything they had in inventory of this laminate was the same as what they were installing. So they go back and they reinstalled everything they had pulled up, and they completed the house. Right immediately after they were done, there were issues with the quarter round, the trim around the base of the wall.
So if you have a list, if you had to make a list, what do you want? 1, 2, 3. Very briefly, what do you want?
Okay. The flooring was bad. It was flaking and chipping. The laminate was.
So do you want this whole thing redone?
They pulled it all out.
Again? A second time?
Yeah, and they reinstalled the whole floor.
Holy crap, a second time. You got to say that these people are trying, right?
Absolutely, they're trying. But now I've got what is basically the third attempt at this. The product itself is defective. The laminate is flaking and chipping on the edge.
So listen. I don't know what to do. They did it twice. And you may as well just ask for your money back and not do business or get a different product. What else is there?
Well, that's what I'm wanting to do.
Well, will they let you? I mean, listen, if they pulled it out and they're willing to reinstall it, I'm sure they're willing to let you switch the brand.
Well, no, it's the third attempt is still on my floor.
Oh,
They've come out and agreed that the product is defective. They've had a rep from the vendor that sold it to them come out and agree that it's defective.
So now what?
Now, they're telling me that we got to wait on an inspector from
listen,
the laminate company.
Well, what's wrong with
to
that?
Come out and agree. Well,
listen, here's what I'm saying, Calvin. I'm looking at this.
From them that they don't want to do anything unless they're going to get paid for this job by the company.
Calvin, in a perfect world, this retailer should stand behind it and say, no matter what, Calvin, we'll take care of it and fight with the manufacturer, okay? Now, but they're getting a little pissed because they're saying, look, we're already losing money on this, and we're not going to do it again unless the manufacturer helps us. And in order to get the manufacturer to help us, we have to jump through some hoops. Now, all I'm saying is this, not ultimately, but right now, I think this company has demonstrated they're a good company, or they're trying to be. I mean, let's face it, okay? This company, okay, so I would still not assume anything wrong, and I would say, listen, I'll do whatever the procedure you want me to do. Let's see if we can get this thing resolved. And just play along right now. Then, if the inspector comes back with a finding that the retailer or the manufacturer refused to do something about, then we'll take the next step. But right now, I don't know if we go after the retailer or we go after the manufacturer. What I will do, however, and this will help you, I'm going to have Deputy Clint call and say, listen, we're a consumer advocacy show, blah, 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 and he'll remind him we were on KTRH in Houston, and we simply need to follow this along, and we appreciate how you've done this so far. You know, you're a cut above. I would give them kudos. And then tell them we simply will be calling back to see what the inspector says. By doing that, Calvin, it does magic. It lets them know now, wait a minute, this is not just a guy here and his wife worried about a floor. We got the media in on it. So we don't threaten.
That's what I wanted. That's why I called you, Tom. I want you guys in my corner.
Yeah, but we're not going to threaten just by saying, hey, you know what? You guys are doing a great job. We're going to monitor this. It does wonders. So that's what we'll do. Hold on, Calvin. Deputy Clint will talk to you. He can even throw a little Texan accent in there. Okay. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Steve's got a property line question. Go ahead, Steve.
I'm sorry, I got you on speaker.
That's okay. What's going on? I can hear you.
All right, here's my issue. I bought my house in 99.
Yeah.
It was built in 86. When the builders put it in, they put the fence not on the property lines, all right?
Yeah.
And when I bought my house, the title company was like, you can't move the fence.
Is this in Colorado?
Yes.
Okay. So the fence has been there since 86?
Yes.
Okay, well, there's nothing on God's green earth that'll make you move it.
No. All right. Now, on the front end, I've got new neighbors. They want to extend their backyard fence forward, which is on my property.
Well, hold on. So they can't. I mean, it's that easy. They can't put fence on your property.
So, now, if let's say they do it one weekend, what would be a good route to follow?
Well, you have it removed. It's on your property. You literally take it off. You take it down. It's on your. If it's truly on your property, how much onto your property are they talking about?
Could be anywhere from 8 to 10 feet.
Nope, you don't allow it. Now, here's the deal. You might want to write them a letter saying, I am officially putting this in writing so there's no disagreement. Unlike the established fence lines that have been here since 1986 and now have been adopted through adverse possession, any new fences will not be tolerated that encroach on property lines. Do something like that. I'm not giving you legal advice. I'm telling you as if you're my brother. That's what you do, Steve. It's that easy, okay? Do you have a specific question? Because you put them on notice in writing. Let me tell you why. Because if you don't, they can say that they did it, and then if you don't get around to objecting to it, there's a question as to when you objected to it. Although it'll take several years for them to have adverse possession, I will tell you most assuredly that fence line established in 86 is the fence line, and that is adverse possession. That is the fence line. And unless somebody goes through a lot of fighting, that won't change. Are you saying they want to do that? Why did you even mention that other fence? Because why? Why did you mention that? There must have been some reasoning in your mind. Why did you mention it?
To you or to them?
To me. Why did you mention that this happened in 86?
Because, like you said...
Is that the line they want to move?
Yes. They want to... basically, their backyard is X feet. They want to extend that...
Here's what I need to know, though, Steve. Is it that the established fence line they want to move is the one that was established in 86? Is that right?
Yes.
And the one that was established in 86, is it on their side or your side?
It's on my side, so I lost property.
But now they want to take even more.
Correct.
Oh, no, you just write a letter. No, you won't let it won't happen, period. But, it's that easy. Tyler, what's going on, Tyler?
Hi, how are you?
Good, man. What's going on with you?
So I started having some work. Well, it was supposed to be done to my fifth wheel. I got a fifth wheel from my grandfather before he passed away.
Yeah.
And I had it. I met with a guy.
How old is this? How old is this fifth wheel?
It's from 2002, so 16 years old.
What are you doing with it?
I was just trying to get it restored enough to be able to take up hunting, go camping with my family, stuff like that.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I ran across this guy from a company called Ambassador Asphalt Works.
Ambassador what?
Ambassador Asphalt Works.
Oh, asphalt. Okay, so what's going on with it?
So he came out to my fifth wheel's at my mother's house. He came out there and he did a quote on fixing my fifth wheel.
Wait a minute. Why do you call a guy from an asphalt company?
I was told that it was that they did RV restorations.
An asphalt company. Okay, hold on a sec. Hold on and tell me your story. But that's weird. And Mark Trenner, he loves restoring stuff. I didn't know that, Mark. You ought to see his big-ass garage and tools Mark Trenner has. Now, does he look like he would be restoring stuff?
Yes, he does.
An attorney?
Yes.
I shouldn't generalize that attorneys aren't technically minded. So, Mark,
patent attorney, right?
A very serious question. Very serious question when we come back. Okay, if through the course of this restoration, now they're not asking about your restoration, but I'm applying this email to it. During the course of that restoration, you find a way to enhance that Jeep the way the motor mount works or something works.
Yeah, that would be patentable.
It would be.
It would be.
Even though it's a Jeep.
Yeah, I mean,
you can improve an existing product.
That's right, you can.
And you can patent it.
You can.
Then when you advertise it, can you use the Jeep name? Because it's made for Jeeps.
You can if you say it works on Jeeps. Yeah, be very specific.
Good.
Jeep's not endorsed.
You answered the question because that's almost identical to what this guy asked. Joe Lazzara is a criminal defense attorney I hope you never need. Let's just put it this way. If you're stupid enough to drink and drive, people think you deserve what you get, and you know what? That's true. I do too. I do. But even if you'd get what you deserve, Joe Lazzara needs to be there in order to help you get through the system. He will help you get through the system. And he can help, of course, get like arrangements to drive to work and do all that necessary stuff. So for offenders that are flat-out offenders, you still need help. And for those who are innocent, you just want to, you want to fight it, you need an attorney. So in any case, Joe Lazzara is not going to judge you. He's going to represent you. The easiest thing is to avoid DUIs. It's easy. Don't smoke marijuana or drink and drive. Get a designated driver or use Uber or Lyft. If you need help, Joseph A. Lazzara on my referral list, 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200. Look for Joe Lazzara at referralist.com.
So that's the invoice that he gave in that fifth wheel.
Dad's not seeing your glasses. She wanted you to check your IM. She's trying to message you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I don't know where the hell they are. It's not that important.
Being reported on or off the highway across town. 95 up to speed from Portland Northwest to downtown at the Tech Center. Local 70 from our badass trap traveling out to Teddy Boulevard. 325 in Aurora. No delays in 260 in Commerce City. Smooth flow on 470 in Highlands Ranch. And trouble-free on the Turnpike. Weather forecast. Sunny today with a cool high of 50. Tonight partly cloudy overnight and a low of 30. Tomorrow mostly sunny with a high near 66. Right now a few clouds above.
So you excited about doing it, or
I am.
apprehensive?
No,
Put a lot of work into it.
Is it
I'm
tomorrow?
excited. So no, tomorrow I just turn in all the jury books.
I bet you they're surprised you're going through this. It's really important, though, that you don't get on sidetracks, that you stay focused. And here's the way I would put it.
I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino.
In fact, we'll do it on the air, how I would do it. Because this is,
Hey, Tom, my son responded to me. I asked him, do you know a bounty hunter? He says, yeah, why? Most bail bonds.
Or have one. You're right. You're right. They may not do it personally, but they definitely have one. Good idea. And we do have a bail bond.
I don't know. A gal by the name of Sonia Washington. I don't know if she's still doing it, but.
Or is she a server?
Sonia Washington?
Yeah, is she a server or is she a bounty hunter?
I think she's a bounty.
Why did you ask that?
Well, there's people that do just serving.
But why did you even ask that?
Because we have a guy.
Bounty hunters too?
What I'm saying is we have a person that does that serving. Bounty hunters, I would say, you got to be a whole different kind of breed of person to do it.
No, you mean we had a woman name that did?
No.
I was
a different one that.
I just thought it was a curious question if you asked if she does service, and I was wondering if ever they're related that people do that, also do that. But
I would just think that a bonds or a bounty hunter is
a
whole different
and
level.
I think she is because she's a friend of mine that I met when I was working for United, and I have her on my Facebook, and she posts some crazy stuff on there. Like, I will find you. So that makes me think that she probably is. I would never mess with her. She's a big black woman.
Really?
I would not mess with it.
So this
Cool tech.
this Vincent Torres, did he got other? When we had there, he had other signs around.
Some of those signs came down, but still a lot of them were.
Because I wanted to go up for I-25 doing this house, roofing house in that area, and he wasn't even licensed.
And he's not even
Are you in Globeville? What?
Globeville, yeah.
And we had a guy on that said that's our next hot area. They're gonna do a lot of stuff.
Oh, it absolutely. Yeah. What is that? Have you ever thought about scraping, starting over?
I thought, yes.
Is your house? I haven't seen it. Is it pretty old?
Oh, it's 1903.
Oh, so it's pretty nasty. I mean,
but it's a shack.
Oh, it's old.
There's nothing now.
It's gutted.
It's got it.
How close are you to the railroad tracks?
well, why don't you scrape?
Right there.
Right there. You know the train that derailed?
Tennis ball.
Why don't you scrape? It might be cheaper.
Because the closer you are to the railhead, the more valuable that property is. Because
I don't, you know, there's truth to that, but then also, it's Denver, and their permitting is just a freaking nightmare, man.
Might be hard, huh?
Oh my God, they're unbelievable.
Well, you know the
you accidentally cause a flood.
So, Mark, on the news site,
You have some work
the
to
only
do.
concern I have is banners. I really want to make sure.
I was gonna.
Well, we have a whole banner
before,
program.
when we actually had, so when you guys
And it's going to be
we had fixed it up alone.
priced, and you're going to have your packages
And
of
we had
banners or whatever.
Well, I don't know how that
ready
part works.
and then bring in
And then just
appliances.
Dan, something just.
I don't know. That's funny. I've already asked that same question. I haven't got an answer on it yet.
So he ended up, I talked to him, and he said that he will do everything.
Because I don't see the packages, but yet I was told they
Well,
are.
let me know if you need me to do any part of this.
I want you to stay focused on exactly what we talked about, the categories.
Grow.
What?
Because I just realized that today.
Now, I'm gonna
Pictures.
check categories, I'm gonna upload photos, and I'm going to organize.
You don't care much about the house because they're far off.
And when the keywords come,
good rent
we have
for them. They don't care.
That's important.
I have a garage that's bigger than my house.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Don't forget about something very serious, and that is the Raleigh House's information line for drug addiction treatment. Now, that doesn't mean, you know, you call and get enrolled there. This line is for people who have addicts in their life and they need information. So you can pass it around to anyone. It's free, it's confidential, and you can call multiple times. And what they'll do is tell you everything you need to know, how to approach someone, and how you know there's a problem, some of the things you look for, some of the signs, how much does it cost, what programs are available across the city, including the Raleigh House, and about insurance and different kinds of insurance. They're experts at this entire area. And, you know, really, who are you going to talk to when it comes to this stuff? And that's why I love this idea of this information line with no obligation at all and no pressure, high-pressure sales or anything. 720-893-5559. You could save a life because addiction will never, ever go away on its own. It's just not going to go away. Something has to be done. So get information, 720-893-5559. In fact, I saw an article about the opiate thing, and I'm almost thinking, Mark, this was sponsored by the drug companies, but it was an article. It was an op-ed, I believe, in USA Today about how opiates saved my life. And they were saying with the president and everyone saying people should tough it out and opiates are too readily available. They need to look at people who are truly in pain because sometimes people aren't just addicts. They need them to stay alive, and otherwise their lives would be miserable. But it was so well presented like that, and I'm wondering, was this some kind of ploy from the drug manufacturers? Although really, if you think about it, I mean, people do need painkillers. I mean, if you're out of a surgery, what are you going to do? Take Bear aspirin, you know? So the problem is that they're so attractive for some people they can't stop taking them. Isn't it amazing how one person can have a surgery, take, you know, an opiate for 3 to 6 days, then they're done. And others say they're done, then they think, I'm going to pop a couple tomorrow or today. It just feels good. And they can't stop. Mark, have you ever been prescribed pain pills?
Oh, God, over the years, sure.
Do you like to, I mean, not like them, but do you take them? Because some people hate them.
Root canal. Hell yeah, I took them just for a day or two.
But when you took them,
Mm-hmm.
did you think, this feels great?
No.
Some people do, and I'm one of them. When I took my first painful, I'll remember this. I thought, God, this feels good. And I knew, here's why I knew there was a problem, is when I felt a pain and I thought, you know what, I have some of those old ones. I think I might take one. And then I knew I had to stop. In fact, last time I told...
Because you liked them so much.
Yeah, and I told the guy, don't do it. When I had my, what did I have done? Whatever it was, I said, don't prescribe them at all. And so this is the thing, though. Why is it that some people have this thing where they like it and other people don't? They absolutely hate it. And,
I know what you're saying.
Yeah. So anyway, the reason I bring that up, if you want to call about that, we help people through that as well. And we help people with all kinds of stuff. Now, this thing with the fence, the title company is absolutely also something you can do to research the record. Somebody emailed me that. To make sure you have a disclosure through the years, because disclosure with surveys prove that it was open and it wasn't hidden. You see, if you go out to somebody's back 40, or no, not back 40, back 1,000 or back 600, and you cordon off an area for yourself, and you think you're going to make it yours through adverse possession, it must be open and hostile. And that doesn't mean violent, but it must be open and opposed and continual. And then you have adverse possession rights if some lax property owner doesn't enforce their rights. I mean, I guess, Mark, it's kind of like if you don't enforce your copyright or trademark, you can lose it, right?
Right, and that's what we were talking about with the generic names.
Right. And in that vein, we have an email. By the way, 2 lines open, and I will get to Tyler, I promise you, in a second here. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. An NDA was signed several times by several people, a non-disclosure agreement. Does that start the clock ticking for the, what do they...
the public disclosure bar.
Okay,
no,
this is first of all, why are they concerned about a clock ticking to begin with? Explain that to us.
Yeah, so you do have 1 year from the time that you make any first public disclosure, and don't forget putting it on Facebook or YouTube. That's a public disclosure.
So you have 1 year, and if you don't get a patent in that
then
1 year,
public domain. You're considered
but
to have
no
said
one
anybody can use
no one can patent
That's
it.
right.
Well, what if someone else patents it and no one knows it?
The patent would be invalid.
So if you can prove something was disclosed,
that's right, more than a year
before someone patented
before they filed,
you can go after that patent.
You can just declare it as invalid. Have a court say it's invalid.
Okay, then next question then: does an NDA to an attorney or someone, does that start that clock ticking for that 1 year?
It does not. Actually, you don't even need an NDA with an attorney because attorney-client confidentiality would apply, so that would not be considered a public disclosure.
But what about an NDA to a buddy or a marketing pal?
An NDA will also keep the clock from starting.
Okay, good. That's very good to know. The clock does not start ticking
until it's public.
Until it's public. So Facebook could be public. Could a poker game and you show it to your buddies be public?
Yeah, so usually public disclosure is going to depend on how many people and did you maintain control over it.
Gotcha. Tyler, I don't know why, but somehow he got tied up with Ambassador Asphalt Works, and he has a contract, and I have it in front of me, and it says he wanted to restore his fifth wheel, and someone told him these guys do it, and it says repair damaged wiring for power sources, install new insulation and ceiling, repair ceiling with new ceiling panels, install LED lighting, seal area where plywood is cracking. Did they do those things?
No, they never did anything inside the fifth wheel at all.
Nothing. And you said inside.
Nothing.
Did they do anything outside?
No. No, this was everything that was being done inside the fifth wheel.
And you paid $2,000. Wait a minute. You just did this a month ago, right?
I did this a month ago, yes, sir.
You paid $2,000 down. Well, what does the guy say?
He told me, so he was supposed to show up on the Tuesday after that, so I think it was the 20th or something like that. He was supposed to show up. I was at work. I get a phone call saying he's not going to make it out because he had some other things come up.
Well, without regard to all of that, has he actually said, listen, bud, I'm not going to do it?
He in a roundabout way did. Last night he was on the phone with my fiance and she recorded the entire conversation.
Good. What did he say?
He said that he had other things come up, so he wasn't able to do the work right now, and because I fired him, he couldn't do it because I fired him for being late.
So what is he gonna do about the $2,000?
So this is now 3 weeks he's been supposed to be giving me money. He set a date originally to give me the money back.
All right, you have to sue him. You know you have to sue him in small claims court. That's number one. Number two, I'm gonna give this over to Deputy Clint. Now, Deputy Clint, I want to remind you, I want this for Sleaze Brigade, okay? I put Sleaze Brigade on it, so let's try to get a photo of the guy. And listen, when you take money and you don't do anything, do you know what I call that? A crook. That's what I call that, Tyler. Hold on. Let's light a fire here and see what we can do. I can't stand people that do stuff like this. 303-713-8255. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. 303-920-1622. You know what I say about Frank? You will never find anyone better than Frank. It's that simple. Now, in Colorado Springs area, we have Stephanie Thomas servicing that area. Frank Duran from Castle Rock all the way north to Fort Collins. If you need someone to aggressively market your home, even in this aggressive market, you know what? He does better. He outperforms the market. And if you're looking to buy, he finds things first, and he makes deals. 303-920-1622.
An asphalt paving company? I know, it's weird, isn't it? Yeah. So I have.
There's the banner mark for the
Do you know what I love about Art of Granite? You can get price quotes.
It's called a paving company.
All you have to do is have some measurements and a photo. Give them a call. 303-386-5919. Art of Granite supplies.
Yeah, we need to get on there though. It's $18.88.
Other natural stone and all solid surfaces. Visit their showroom in Golden. Get your wholesale counter
For any diagnostics, for any issue, $18.88 gets them to your house.
Now, how do you like my copy?
I haven't stared at it.
Oh, I sent you everything, okay?
1 week for installation.
So go look at it, see what you think.
And the mountain communities. And when you have
God, this one guy was total comfort. We already told him on the air. It's 13 years ago. What do we do? My God.
303-386-5919.
Well, I know, but I feel so bad for him. It's beyond the statute.
5919.
It's still huge.
Affordable Interest Mortgage has been your personal mortgage broker serving Colorado since 2001. Take aim. If you're tired of being forgotten, disrespected, and not listened to when applying for a mortgage, or do you feel like you just talk to a call center and you never get the same person twice?
What's
Take aim. 720-895-0500. Our rates are still great, with loans designed to fit what you want, not the bank. Experienced professional loan officers to expedite the process.
Mark,
Collection debt will come to you.
But that free ball has a down. And I'm wondering why he can't be because what he does every time, he does it to our good place after a judgment. And he turns and he has a bounty hunter.
It just takes a long time.
I know, he literally has a bounty hunter go get him. And then, do you know all of those expenses can be added to it? And when that judge makes the bond, he asks for that to be put in. It's an art.
Yeah.
They're the ones that James went to
Yeah.
You know how I met him, right?
They moved themselves in.
Oh, I thought they were always living there.
Then I
They were,
that I never got built.
those were the ones that moved, yeah. They were like out back, there was a girl and a guy.
And I said, why is it that they could find my
And
address
so I hadn't heard
with you, but I never got a bill?
when I went over there.
And I proved I never got a bill, because they were sending it to the place I don't get mail. And I
So
told
they
them,
had money to go buy lots and
and
stuff.
so it was over at Pantera, I don't get mail.
Taking out copper or something.
When he found out,
Things that we
the
had
reason I knew it was
installed.
classy is he totally made it go away. Well, I paid, but he took off all penalties and interest, and then he took it off the credit because it was on the credit report. And
They got 30 days.
but
Not 30 days, just
then he started telling me about his routine.
What did they say? I mean, you talked to him, right? What did they
It's
say?
a
Hey,
no.
we're not moving?
He said
Yeah, I called the
when
police.
you
No, so
someone
what
goes
did
in
they
jail, they start thinking, holy shit.
They were
You
like,
know what?
you don't
I'm in
have
jail.
I'm going to pay this.
And I was like, what?
And it's all because they simply don't. He said almost every time they won't. He said they won't answer. They won't.
When I'd have bad checks in Goodyear, I'd have Mac show up. I'd just send him to the door, but he was extremely intimidating. He had a 90% success rate just showing up at the door. Yeah, I mean, he did. He never did anything like that, but I mean, just he was a brute.
He didn't pay them any.
How much did you pay him? Because he was doing work.
But he was also worked for a collection agency forever, so I mean, he knew how to do everything.
And he offered guys.
They'll go out to get you where you live. They'll go
Oh,
out.
you mean the guy? I don't know if they even do that anymore.
I'm not saying they regulate, but
I don't think they do lines of credit. When they do lines of credit,
I don't know what they do, but they were out here.
Oh, yeah, I
one time
kind
about
of
4
did, I
years
guess,
ago,
pay him in a
and
way,
he
'cause
sent out a
I
blue.
bought
I
him
mean,
groceries.
like you said, just to
I
look
paid
into
for
the
his cell phone.
For who? It was for only like I think it was like $6,000. For who though? Oh, just some guy to call the show. But
like I said, I don't
I
think
gotta
it
tell you,
was
man, these guys are
for him to
serious
go,
about
you need to,
collecting.
like,
that's funny.
get an Uber form or something like that.
I think you'd be crazy to borrow money from a casino.
Yeah.
Talk about a fucking gamble.
Just to make it so
I
you
mean,
don't
that's
actually
insane. Can you imagine the juice they put on that?
Right.
What do you borrow, like, what, 1,000 one day, you owe 1,500 the next?
So he's staying with his girlfriend's friends or whatever, are having him do work at the
There's
house.
such big corporations now, like Wynn's.
What's
They'd
the
never be
state of the
caught
house
up in
right now?
anything.
A
MGM.
bunch of crap still in the attic and stuff.
But
We cleaned
there's a
all
lot
that
more
out.
ones
That
still.
all got cleaned out.
So basically,
Or what I
you got a
think is
couple walls,
I
you got a
guess.
couple walls, that one little room and stuff. Or they took all those 2x4s down.
I don't know how any of those little ones make it up, like,
No, it was around
Central
I thought there
City,
was
now they
one
have
little
bigger
room
ones.
kind of that had.
Oh, all the material in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, and I have no idea what this is, what music this is. Do we know what it is? I know what One Clear Choice Garage Doors is. It is the best garage door company. Hey, go to my referral list and look them up. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. If you need something done immediately, they'll be out there. If you just want to have an inspection done, they'll be out there. And they do those free if you mention Martino. And they will give you a full written report of the condition of your door, plus adjust the hinge bolts, you know, tighten them. The cables they'll check. They'll do all the safety adjustments. And they want to be sure that, you know, they can be on top of mind when you need something. That's how cool they are. They have new garage doors, the openers for just $333. And I actually had them do garage doors for me, too, the actual doors. They do such a great job. 303-565-6409, 303-565-6409. All right, so I want to talk to Jessica who's going to court, okay? Should we get Jessica to give a closing argument to see how she would put it or not? Do you think it's a good, or do you think they're listening? I don't know, guys. What do you think? What is your opinion, Mark?
I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't do it. Okay. So
I'll tell you what, if they are listening, let it be known, Jessica is ready. She is not messing around with this.
No.
We did a mock trial. She's got her ducks in a row. She's got her evidence.
Yeah.
She's got her witnesses. If you go into court with her, you're going to lose.
Now, here's the one thing I want to say. If I was giving the closing argument, here's what I would say. Your Honor, members of the jury, this is a very simple case. I paid money up front, directly and through my insurance company, and got nothing of value in return. In fact, in addition to not getting anything, I have damages on top of that. That's why I'm suing. I would gladly pay my bill if he simply did the work. No permits were pulled, and as you can see from my evidence, nothing was done that can be used. The insurance company itself reminded us of that all of the work was substandard and had to be redone. I am not one of these people going around making trouble. I simply wanted value for what I paid, and I got nothing. And when I asked him to finish the job or to return the money, his response was a lawsuit to me. What do you think? That's it?
Yep.
That's it. It's so simple. So you know, if in the damages part you can say, you know, missing stuff and all that, fine. One thing you never want to do, folks, and this is everyone, don't be overly detailed. It doesn't work. In court, the party that wins is the party that summarizes it and makes it easy to understand for the judge and jury. If it's just a judge trial, it's okay to bring up the technicalities of the law and where one of the parties, your opposing party, falls short in a technicality. A jury doesn't care. A jury is looking for the summary and for the meat. And having been involved in, what would I say, 20 trials over the years, or 20 lawsuits, and at least a dozen trials, I can give you firsthand experience. Never lost one. But it was always because it was not about emotion. It was about the story. It's all right to show emotion, but it's all about the story. Attorneys who love to tell stories are the best attorneys there are. The ones who can organize and lay it out. You know, with complicated divorces, when you are trying to show that your husband or wife is hiding something, so many times the problems that people get into in testimony or deposition is the personal emotion they're feeling, and juries or judges have a tendency to want to vote against that. They don't like it. They don't. Now, you may get someone who sympathizes with you, but it's not the same as winning. And it's really, really complicated because most judges are very poor when it comes to calculating economic losses. There was one case where a guy was wholesaling. He would buy wholesale material and put on clear bras on cars. For each clear bra, he would get about, whatever, 90 bucks. Now, remember, he buys rolls of 3M product, and out of those rolls, he would make clear bras and then cut the excess. Boom. Okay. Now, he also, because he had an account with 3M, would buy extra rolls and sell them to some of his friendly competitors because there was enough work to go around. In a modification of child support, the wife's attorney showed that he bought this many square feet of product. And therefore, this many bras can be made. Therefore, times $90, he made this. Times the percentage of cost of sales that is average for the industry leaves a net profit of X. Very logical. His stupid attorney did not refute anything like, for example, when you have wholesale material, there is loss. I have receipts here showing that 80% of that material was sold for a modest markup to another retailer. And he actually only installed this many clear bras. Never, ever did it. Ever. Instead, he said things like, well, you don't know how many expenses he has. And it's just ridiculous. The guy lost. And they imputed the income that the other attorney showed in very clear graphic detail. Not because it was correct, but because the judge could not understand otherwise. And that's how you win cases. If you make it easy to understand, you will win. Charles, what's going on with you?
Yes. What I'm calling about is back in September 2017 at our swap meet in Lublin. There was an ABC restoration shop there. They do chrome work. And I left bumpers to my 1935 Plymouth car that I'm restoring.
Oh, 1935?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. Front and rear bumper, which I've got a receipt for. And they were to have them chromed and then return them to me, free shipping. That was in September.
And where were they going to ship them?
To my home address.
So they were here visiting in a show, but they're based where?
Out of California. They're out of Azura, California.
Okay, so where does it stand? Did you ever get them?
I got my bumper guards.
Oh, good.
After...
Wait, you got your bumpers?
No, I have not got the bumpers. They took bumper guards and bumpers.
What were the guards made of?
They're metal, and they're all steel.
So hold on. Were they going to be chrome too?
Yes.
Okay, so you got part of the job basically.
Yes.
All right. Where's the other part?
We don't know.
All right, hold on. What do we do about this? What do we do about it? That is the question. And I can't stand when this happens.
This report is brought to you by Wild.
What are your biggest loss of use of the house, right? And I definitely would bring up that money for your mom and stuff.
Now I'm thinking of shorting some. We're at 155 on the Dow. I think we're going to go down. But man, I hate shorting shit.
Why do you? I would always think that shorting might be easier to look at the negative. Mark, am I wrong?
Big time.
Really? Okay.
First of all stocks are decent stocks inherently. 95 to 98% will always go up over time.
Eventually, yeah.
Eventually. So if you're betting on the down,
yeah, well, it would be short.
You're going to go down.
Like I would have shorted Amazon.
I shorted. What did I short? And I was pissed forever. Foot Locker. Who the hell goes to Foot Locker? I lost like 10 grand in 8 minutes over Foot Locker. That's exactly right, and they buy $9,000 Nikes. Stupid Foot Locker.
They're also limited.
Still mad at Foot Locker.
If they sell only to Foot Locker, they're going to sell.
Trump beating up on Amazon the way he did. I figured that was going to go down. It went down like 11% or something.
Oh, Amazon got hit hard.
Hard.
But I mean,
but that's what I'm saying from bad news. Of course, not for long term. You know, your house that's already empty for a grow house, ideal. You really don't care what more happens to it because, I mean, they don't, you know, they want an empty house, put sawhorses and trays and watering equipment, lights and everything up, and you know the kitchen's all emptied out, so they have room in there too.
There's no kitchen. There's no kitchen.
It might actually be.
There is no kitchen.
It might actually be a really good
location. When you guys came in, at least
Better.
a sink.
I don't even remember.
You know,
It had the wood over it. It looked like a table, kind of.
I wonder if you put an ad on Craigslist, double the rent that you normally ask for, and advertise it at a grow house. See, you don't have to rent it, but just see what kind of
permit for a grow house.
I think so. In Denver.
Yeah, you do, of course. Well, I mean, you can move in there if you live there. You can grow whatever per person.
3 per person.
Well, they can.
12.
Yeah, well, the grow people know what they have to have. You know, warehouses have doubled in value.
Neighbors wouldn't love in.
Or they may. Depends on the neighbor.
I don't
They may
know,
really
but those other people turned it into like a trafficking house.
Oh, really? But you don't even want to bring that up.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Torahs have nothing to do with that.
Yeah, no, I'm not bringing any of that up.
No.
Like I said, I did some Torahs.
No, crack houses aren't legal, but grow houses are.
My brother?
No, I just didn't know how easy it is.
I don't think you could do that
Well, her
in
house
residential though.
Got it already. Couldn't she rent it as a grow house?
I don't think so.
Oh,
Well, you could grow if you live there. You could grow X amount per resident.
but I think it's limited to 12 plants now.
Yeah, okay. Well, you can't turn it into a commercial deal though.
Boy, it's
No, I have a realtor that's trying to re-permit the property, or not re-permit, rezone the
For
property.
business. See, that's another thing, you have to be a business there too.
Well, if you get it rezoned then you'd be okay.
And the reason for that is there's 3 other properties to the south.
It's so small though for a grow house, Clint. I mean, it's tiny.
But you can't do
I have a
anything else.
garage bigger than the house.
Oh.
The garage, I don't know if you
If you
saw
remember
it.
walking all that wood and stuff there, and then the other side of that was the garage.
Yeah, the garage is literally.
So those people that were
What you
working
know about the zoning?
there, they ended
How long
up
is the
squatting and
rezoning?
Nice.
How long what?
The rezoning, when would you know about the rezoning?
She's working on it now, so I don't know.
You might ask her about whether a grow house could go under a business. You're backed up to railroad tracks, and I don't know who'd complain.
The hobos that ride the rails.
They want a clean area to jump off on.
I don't want
Well,
to jump
that's
off
the
into the marijuana
maintenance,
building.
right behind my garage is the maintenance shed for the railroad. And about, how long has that been, 3 years? So about 5 years ago, the train derailed, and it came within maybe 4 feet of hitting the garage.
Oh, wow. Too bad I didn't hit it.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. I want to remind you, please make a note on your calendar. Centeno Schultz will be having an open house, and they're going to be having this, it's not at their clinic. I meant like a seminar. Mark and I will be there, along with our staff. And Dr. Centeno and staff will be answering any and all questions to do with stem cell therapy. There's no obligation. There is no cost. We only ask that you please call and register. Please come. It's going to be in the Tech Center at the Marriott. It's April 11th at 6:30. You'll learn about the scams in the industry. We're just going to come right out and name them. You will learn how to protect yourself when it comes to stem cell therapy and what to look for in true stem cell therapy. For example, at Centeno Schultz, they harvest stem cells from you and redeliver them. Now, you'll hear arguments from people who say, oh, they're old stem cells, you should use amniotic fluid. If you could take amniotic fluid and derive stem cells and condense them and ship them, they would be great. But it's not allowed by law. You cannot manipulate living stem cells. It's against the law. The only way to get living stem cells for treatment is to derive them from you. So, stem cells are made new all the time, so you're getting new stem cells from yourself. Please understand this, that anything else told to you is a lie. Amniotic fluid does not contain living stem cells after it's shipped. So come to the seminar April 11th at 6:30. Please call this number to register if you want to know the truth about stem cell therapy. 303-429-6448. This is a very important meeting. We will discuss prices, insurance, all kinds of injuries, and answer all of your questions. 303-429-6448. Put on by medical doctors. 303-429-6448. All right, Anthony, welcome. What's happening, Anthony?
So, Tom, I have information for him. He's the one with the multiple loan servicers.
Okay, and did we had that already, right? Yes.
Well, yeah, but I had a lady call with some good information that I thought would be good for our listeners to hear.
Let me cap it. He closed on a loan with one company, and then Loan Simple, and then got a letter it was being serviced by DMI, then got a letter it was being serviced by U.S. Bank. Meanwhile, all three of those now are looking for, Loan Simple and DMI are looking for payment. U.S. Bank, for some reason, the one that said they have the loan, they're not looking for a payment. He doesn't know what to do because they're threatening credit collection and foreclosure. So what's going on?
So I had a lady call in the industry, and she said since it's a CHAFA loan, he should have his FHA case number from his loan officer on the deed of trust. He can call CHAFA with that case number. They will know who's servicing it, or HUD will know, or he can ask his loan servicer, the two, to produce the original note, and that'll say who's servicing the note.
Very good information. And you know what? She picked up on that CHAFA, and I remember him saying that. That is a very good piece of information. So
I called CHAFA directly yesterday as well, too.
Good.
Oh, and what did they say?
They said, we have your loan. It's under investigation because there's multiple companies that think they have your loan, and it's basically just the same kind of stopping point. Like, we're working on it. We don't really know what to do, but you know,
well, you're documenting. You're doing the right thing. Again, have you contacted the title company as I suggested yet?
Yes, I did. I've called them twice. I'm waiting.
Good.
She said he's working on it, putting a rush on me emailing me all the documents and the O&E.
Oh, that is so great, Anthony. If you need help, you call us back. That's what we're here for. It's all free, folks. Why do we do it? Because of our generous sponsors. They support us. That's why we do it. That's why we do it, and why we're able to do it. So thank you, Charles.
Yes.
What's going on?
Well, what I said earlier, I had the bumpers, sent them to.
And you only
ABC.
got the one part. So what was the latest word from them?
So far, all I ever get back, I text them all the time. They won't answer my telephone calls, so I text them, and every time I text them, it's next week. They're going to be shipped. They're going to be shipped.
Here's the important thing. Okay, you got part of it. It seems to me like I'm hoping they're just overwhelmed and not rip-offs or did not lose them. Are you fearing they lost them?
I fear they probably sold them somewhere else. The reason is I went on the internet and looked them up, and there's some pretty bad reviews for them
Hold on.
now.
Charles, we're going to call them for you. Hold on. Deputy Clint, let's get on this. Excel Roofing.
Anybody else you need to follow up? Wait for them to call me back.
I'll fly out there and get them for them.
Yeah.
They may not come knocking at your door, but they will be the ones you want. First of all, they're never going to ask you to sign anything to look at your roof. You should never have to sign anything to look at your roof.
Oh, you get fly free?
These roofers that
My husband
they're
works for
tricking you
United.
into a contract.
Oh, that rocks, huh?
Yes, it does.
I'll go out there.
When they're done examining and telling you everything.
Does it extend to you, or you get buddy passes? What is your relation?
My daughter.
Okay, well, you look pretty young. They were born on the same day. No, you look really young.
Yeah, our birthday is tomorrow.
I will be 69 years younger.
You look good, man. You look good.
I'm 69 years old.
They know you want to stick with them, and they don't want to force you.
And you want to be a pirate now. Yes.
Well, who wouldn't want to be a pirate?
That's a good point. I want to be the puppy shirt.
Pillage and plunder.
Gosh, nothing would
I want the bridges to go along with it.
There you go. That's the plunder.
I swear to God, Mark, it picks up so much weird.
So we had a little discussion in here. Why did pirates have an eye patch? Because
that's why he came and said that.
Oh, so he did? Okay. But that's the only, it's, like I said, there is no historical thing. They just said it's very plausible that that's why they did it. So,
they go under deck.
Yeah. The one pirate that's famous for the patch, he did it because he had his eye.
Saying that's why a caravan of immigrants heading up from Honduras.
That's going to be interesting. What is? Trump sending military to the border.
The third nerve in my eye is very well on its way to healing.
Oh, that's good.
And so
Was it separating?
No, it was just inflamed for some reason.
No, just antibiotics fixed it.
No.
Just the eye patch.
Well, just time. Because for about a month, my eye was completely shut. And I couldn't.
Wow. That had to be scary, huh?
He's going to the chiropractor.
Did that help?
That's what seems right since he's gone there.
You know what you should try is those cups. You put a, what are they called?
Oh, cupping.
Cupping.
Oh, I'll show you a picture.
You put a, yeah, show them a picture. You can put a cup over your eye, and then it sucks your eyeball out, fixes everything.
You know, cupping
One
like
foul swoop.
who's it? Swimmer Phelps.
Michael Phelps does it. We had a caller yesterday. Success story.
I've seen acupuncturists.
Did you see the pictures afterwards, though?
You mean now that it's done?
Yeah.
No, are they like nothing there?
Here.
Oh, look at this. This is real
This
picture.
is after.
Well, I don't want to see after. This guy called yesterday.
A rally on Wall Street, the Dow right now.
Oh my goodness.
That's the real deal. Look at these pictures. This is from real cupping.
That looks so gross.
Yeah. Jackson blistered right. That was, I think, at the auto.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You seen that?
I have an acupuncturist that does that.
Be careful.
She left them on too long and stuff like that.
She went out, smoked a joint.
Really, the way you told the story was crazy too. She was taking them off, and she's like, I don't know what to do.
Right. Now that my eye is open. Let's see, look at him now.
Fast.
And sensitive to light, so.
So now he's asking about suing for scarring, but you can hardly see it. I mean, what the hell? See, Mark, this is what it is now, 5 months later. So what?
There is no, there's no lawsuit here, man.
Right.
You should see the cupping after pictures, Tom. Have you seen them?
Oh,
The after pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing left.
Now, he was gone for a week.
The body war, he did.
You know what he did? He got a bomb.
I was just gonna say.
He used the bomb. Can you see Fuller going, what bomb? I didn't tell you to use a bomb. What don't you use a bomb? What's a bomb?
Did my show tell you to use a bomb?
Bombs are incredible. How about that one guy that brought in the marijuana bomb? We had this guy show up with a bunch of marijuana bombs. Yeah.
Here?
Yeah. He had like, it was so funny too because
marijuana,
they had like these stickers that you would print out of an old printer, like an old inkjet printer on the side. I mean, they were like this just weird.
Daphne swears by it, though.
Yeah, I know. She's probably smoking it.
Smoking the bombs.
What are you doing with that bomb? I'm smoking the bomb.
Is that wrong? Is that wrong?
Is that against the law to have so many?
Have marijuana in it? The bomb? I don't know. That's a good question here in Colorado. Is this legalized in hemp in the
Tom,
U.S.?
rent some broadband.
Call now to start saving big. 720-895-0500.
Hey, Mark, do you litigate?
No, I don't.
You've never had to litigate on any patent things? You go to
I had to get a court once settle off from my work for copyright.
So you are a litigator.
I did it one time.
Okay.
How was it? Do you like it?
No, I
Don't?
hate it.
Is it too so stressful and stuff? Is that what
It is. I mean,
There's a lot of paperwork, a lot of work that goes into it.
yeah, and
I have fought many a speeding ticket.
oh yeah.
Yes, actually.
You know,
Back in the day.
You have to be almost like a doctor, say, I've done my best. If I screwed up, I left something out.
Geez, what kind of doctor do you go to?
Well, a doctor in a brain, any kind of a surgery and stuff. I mean,
I don't know what happened to that scalpel.
Right, well, I mean, not, it can't be that.
I did my best.
But I mean, if you look back, everybody second guesses themselves when doing things.
It's a lot of stress. I mean, I call it brain damage. I think it's a lot of brain damage to go for it. I mean, sometimes you have to. I'm not trying to discourage you. I do it for a living.
There's
been
times throughout that I've been like, I just want this over.
Yeah.
And so just do it, get a permit, I'll be fine with that. But then I was like, no, why am I fine with that? No.
You need to make sure they understand he wasn't even licensed to work here.
Oh yeah, that's
That
why I
might
went
be
and
your
got
whole
that.
argument.
That's why I went and got that, and
Therefore, anything he did was useless anyhow.
So no, his actual shingling looks okay, but he did only half of the
decking.
The decking, and then you got to pull it all off.
The siding was my favorite.
Hello, I am here to help you along with our staff. This is the Troubleshooter Show, and you're listening to the Troubleshooter Network. This hour brought to you by Ideal Home Loans. For your next Ideal Home Loan, we are here to solve problems, and all you have to do is give us a call at 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. And the number 303 Martino works 24/7. You can leave a message. We'll get back to you. It rings through to the studio when we're on the air or in our offices when we're there. Today, I guess Mark Trenner, intellectual property law. If you have a problem or a question about that, man, is he good to talk about. We talk about inventions, trademarks, patents, patent searches. And really people, unfortunately, don't have enough money sometimes to go through the process properly. But they should, because it's the very first step to protecting yourself. I want to ask Mark coming up if there have ever been examples where people did not protect themselves that he can think of, where it went on to make millions, or people that have been screwed. Seriously, if there are any examples of that. We hear about it, but are there examples? Mark Trenner, Trenner Law. We also have a woman who was ripped off by a contractor. There's no other way of putting it. We talked about her case a bit, if you want to listen to the podcast. She's going to court. When are you going, Jessica, to court?
I am going April 10th and 11th.
Now, this is district court.
Yes.
This is a big deal, and they're very hip on procedure. You don't just get to go in there like small claims court and just flail around. You have to have your ducks in a row.
Correct.
And you present yourself respectfully and in order. Now, here's the other thing. How did it get to district court? Who filed first?
I filed in small claims court. He went and got an attorney, countersued, and then I countered that, and for the amount that I countered, went to district.
Now, why did you counter? Why didn't you just keep the original case?
Why did I keep the original case?
Well, he countered over $7,500 on his countersuit.
I understand that.
That's what kicked it up.
I understand that. But then why did you file another suit? Because you wanted to add money to it?
Well, originally, I just wanted the money back and was going to hire a new roofer.
Yeah.
And he sent me a certified letter stating that he was going to put a lien on my property because I didn't pay. That's what initiated it. I went to small claims court.
No, I understand that. But after he countersued you in district court, why didn't you keep your small claim court? That was a separate case.
Because of the amount of money.
Okay, you wanted more money at that point.
Right.
Why?
Well, because of all the other damages.
Okay, because his attorney may very well ask, why were you only suing for $7,500 and now you've increased it?
Right. Because of damages. Now I'm actually...
You were trying to keep it simple.
Correct.
And get as much money as you could for as little hassle as you could.
Absolutely.
And he is the one, this is your answer, and he is the one that necessitated this trip to district court.
Correct.
Okay. Now, in district court, because you originally filed in small claims court, I actually take back a little bit of what I said. When you file in small claims court and they move it to a higher court, while you can't do things disrespectfully, there are relaxed rules a bit. Yeah, there are. And when you file first in small claims court and it is moved to a higher court, there are relaxed rules. I'm not saying there are no rules. There are relaxed rules. Why did you say no, Mark?
Because it's not that way. Once it's out, it's the rules of that court. I looked into this very heavily due to hers.
Okay.
Due to her exact circumstance.
I would say it's the procedure, but just look up, just Google relax.
Now, the judge might, you know.
So, what I would say is that...
It's not going to hurt you to be more formal.
If you are filing pro se, the judge, as he told me, that things are a little bit more lax. They work with me a lot more.
That's exactly right.
Than if it was attorney on attorney. So, in that form, I would say yes, but he has held me to the standard of any other attorney.
Okay, the rules of evidence and procedure may be relaxed if the relevant and trustworthy evidence is that you brought it to small claims court and it was moved up in the higher chain due to no fault of your own, and they look at it as a anti-SLAPP movement. Now, you're taking the anti-SLAPP. The SLAPP movement is, what does that stand for? Something about a lawsuit against public interest or something. SLAPP, public... here's what it is. A SLAPP means when you sue, they sue you, or they sue you flat out first, or you sue and then they double sue you because they're punishing you. And SLAPP doesn't literally mean a slap on the face. It stands for something against public interest or something, and I have to look it up. But it's called a SLAPP lawsuit. And then what you do is called anti-SLAPP, and that's where the relaxed rules of evidence are. They're very big on SLAPP and not allowing SLAPP lawsuits or punishing people who bring them. So you may want to say that. You may want to say, you know, this guy was not even, you know, trying to come after me at all until I simply wanted my money back.
The problem with that argument is he's going to say, hey, she signed a contract for this amount of money.
Strategic lawsuit against public participation. So normally, what it is saying is we're doing a lawsuit to keep you from seeking your rights and to punish you for it. Normally, it's about government entities and stuff, you know, or it's about, well, public. It's like if you go after a company and they're normally more public cases and more to do with the environment and stuff. That's where they originated. But it has become known as punishment for people who are seeking their rights, and they sue you for it. A lot of people who go to social media, for example, to air their grievances will be slapped with lawsuits. Those lawsuits have become known as slap lawsuits as well, and the courts hate slap lawsuits. They hate them. I once won a case with attorney's fees in Washington State because we invoked the anti-slap statute. We claimed that the only reason they were suing us was anger and to keep me from talking about an injustice. And as a result, I got money. Not just their lawsuit was dismissed, or excuse me, they ruled in my favor, but they also awarded attorney's fees. Okay, I'm going to take the phones, and then we'll talk more about your problems, questions, complaints, and then we'll talk to Brent Ivinson too about basically about a recent client of ours that he helped and how he helped. Because I always say ideal home loans for your next ideal home loan. So Margie, hang on. Brent, how did you help? Is Brent around?
Yep. Tom, you there?
Yeah, go ahead, sir.
So, we had someone who called recently, and they had a couple of goals in mind. One was they wanted to consolidate their debt, but they didn't want to stretch it out over 30 years. Their other concern was break even. They wanted to make sure that they were going to be in the house long enough. Now, the way this worked out when the lending specialist structured it, we were able to show them how to pay their house off more quickly. They eliminated 9 years of payments. It was actually almost 9.5 years of payments. So
wow.
They were accelerating the payoff on their house by taking half of the $1,400 we saved them by consolidating their debt and applying it towards their new mortgage. Now, the great thing, too, they were worried about break even. They actually were putting money in their pocket before payment number 1 because of how much we were able to save them and because of them skipping a mortgage payment and getting an escrow refund and applying that towards their net closing costs. So there are opportunities out there right now for a number of consumers to get ahead financially and get ahead significantly, even with rates rising slightly over the last couple of weeks.
Well, and then with your interest rate guarantee, it still applies, right? Even with one of those loans.
Yes.
You can refinance.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so, okay. Now, I want to recap on that because that's important. If you refinance to pay off bills, what Brent is saying, and they'll coach you through this at Ideal Home Loans, you take the money you're saving and you still make that payment, but you put extra money on the principal. So you're not lowering your payment on purpose. On purpose, you're paying the same payment until that extra part of the loan is paid, like your washer and dryer or the vacation you put on your credit card or something else you bought. When that's paid off in a few years, then you go back to your normal lower payment. And in that way, you're not taking home equity and wasting it on consumables. It's a great idea. Find out more at idealhomeloans.com or call Brent and his team at 303-867-7000. 867-7000. Okay, Margie, I'm going to go back to you now. And we do have open lines. Wow, we got through these calls quickly. Margie, so you can get right in. 303-MARTINO, if you guys want to call 627-8466, 303, or 303-713-TALK. Margie, what's going on with your car being towed?
Well, I went up to my son's apartment complex. It's now called the Waterford. It used to be IMD.
Okay.
And he's lived there since last June. And he told me whenever I come up that he was told that there was guest parking behind.
God, Mark, how many of these are we hearing? How many of these are we hearing about apartment houses towing guests?
Tell you what, Tom, I was at his apartment. I went there for dinner. I got there at 4 o'clock.
Did you park in guest parking?
I parked where he told me that he was told that it was guest parking last June. I've been visiting him, staying overnight sometimes, and have never had a problem. Last night, I was there for 3 hours at his apartment having dinner. I left, and where I parked my car, there was an empty space. And I thought my car was stolen.
Okay, listen. Listen, your car. Oh, so listen, was there any signage at all anywhere?
You know what? This morning, because I had to spend the
Just
night
tell me.
there at
Just
my
tell me.
son's.
Gotcha.
Yes, there was a sign that was on the side of the garage where
What does it say?
not a marked place, and it said public authority or parking authority, towing zone for cars that are not allocated or something like that. I don't.
Yeah, but what I need to know is, I understand that part, but was there a sign that says guest parking or no parking or resident only?
No.
Well, how can they do this, Mark? How can they simply arbitrarily tow people?
Oh, Tom, I'll tell you what. I just picked up we went to the apartment complex first to the manager's office, and we were told that the office have changed hands. And prior to this,
listen, this story has nothing to do with it, Margie. Here's the bottom line. If you are truly telling me there is no warning anywhere, I mean, I'm not talking about a general sign that says parking rules in effect and violators may be towed. Okay, fine. But what are the rules? If there's simply nothing posted, I would say that you could take photos of that area, go to court and get every penny back, including the damage they did on your car. I don't know what else to tell you, Margie. We are so tired of hearing about this because it happens all the time. It's terrible. What's the name of this complex?
The name of the complex now is called Waterford.
Waterford. Okay, listen. There's either signs or not. I mean, what I always get nervous about these, are there signs or is there not? Right.
There is a sign, and I did not take a picture of it, so I can't read it to you.
Well, go back, please, Margie. Go back and take a picture, please, okay? Get all your receipts together. We're going to teach you how to do this if what you're saying is true. Look at people. It's wrong to tow without warning. You can't just say, like that park it right moron did, that parking rules are in effect. What does that mean? If there's no sign that says no parking, even if there's no law that addresses this, I think you can make an impassioned plea to small claims court. Your Honor, there is no rule. How am I supposed to know? If it said guest parking, I would park there. If it said no parking, I would not park there. But it is simply not fair to have me towed without any warning whatsoever. Because on public streets and in parking lots in Denver, they must warn me. So I don't understand how apartment houses are getting away with this, people. If it happened to you, let us know. And Ben, hang on. We'll let you talk to Mark Trenner coming up. And Margie, we will walk you through this. Get us that information. 303-713-8255.
This report is brought to you by Wild Alaska's.
I am tired of it.
A lunch-hour drive. We got a crash going down I-25 at the ramp to 6th Avenue and bike.
This is wrong.
She's acting, to me, she sounds like there's signs.
Lunch? Lunch?
Lunch.
Oh, no lunch. I didn't say lunch. I said no lunch is what I said. Don't make him trick me.
You just did it.
Just be aware of that.
I think she said there was a sign, but it wasn't.
It was on the side of the garage.
Yeah, but it was probably like that. Probably like that moron.
Basic law days was it what a reasonable man would expect to do, and
yes,
the reasonable man theory.
Yeah, person theory.
So would a reasonable person assume that a woman with a handicap permit that's expired should be in trouble, should at least move the car? Let's talk reasonable.
First of all,
let's talk reasonable.
I'm not even talking letter of the law. I'm talking about substance over form in that case. That's different.
Substance over.
That's right, substance over form.
So you're right. So if she spent, just because she limps, in your opinion, if she used counterfeit money to purchase goods, there'd be no problem with it.
Now, Dan, how did he make that leap? Now that's even much for him. Jesus.
He noticed my handicap permit's expired.
Or was it?
How did you get one? Well, Jesus.
He was born with one.
I just realized what a silly question that was. He has more freaking disabilities. I'm surprised you're not on Social Security disability.
I was for a few years.
What?
I couldn't get employed back with the insurance company. I'd never. Let me back up. Anybody who has a back problem always files a workman's comp.
You do back up? So they can comment?
Always. Well, always. And so
You put
if you
YouTube
go
back
work
up
for a
for
place
comment?
and you have a fairly severe back disability, they want to know what percentage your disability is.
Is that one guy?
Happens, they know where you stand.
Well, that's
So
true.
they made me, before I got employed.
I guess we could try it and turn
Get
it
an evaluation.
I think people
I went
would
for
like
evaluation,
to
interact,
banter.
maybe 50, 40%. And they evaluated me 100%.
I don't want any bantering.
We banter.
Six backs.
Banter is a,
I wasn't
banter's a good
wheelchair
thing.
for a while.
This is good. That's the banter sign. The big Seinfeld people there. You gotta watch Seinfeld.
I've seen Seinfeld.
Just a few.
A few.
Were you a big Seinfeld, Mark?
Yeah, I watched all of them back in the 90s when they were on.
Oh, God, ask them any question.
That's me, Mark.
Geez, they remember everything. The most obscure stuff, too.
Like what? What do you consider obscure?
How did they get the Frogger machine across the street still working?
Battery.
What was the name of the guy who helped them do it?
See, he's a Russian dude.
You knew that the other day.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah, you did.
No,
You answered it.
You watched Seinfeld.
See, that'd be, names are tough.
What was the question?
What was the name of the guy who put the battery into the Frogger to get it across the street so he wouldn't lose his?
There was two of them. The little fat guy or his partner? No, Kramer knew him as, Kramer knew him as, God, it was Kramer's buddy.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. If you're looking for assisted living, there is no place better than Golden Orchard. Oh my goodness, so much better than a nursing home or some of these other institutional-like places. These homes were built as assisted living facilities. They're beautiful. There are 3 locations in Denver Metro, 1 in Wheat Ridge, 2 in Centennial. Patios, large landscape yards, spacious bathrooms. Some specialize in Alzheimer's, dementia, and memory care. I also want to tell you that you have a choice of your own furniture or using theirs. You can even have pets, and couples go together sometimes. So for one rent, everything is included. The snacks, the meals, the outings, all and everything. Laundry services, all for one price, between $4,000 to $5,000. I don't know the exact price, but they have, very rare that they have openings. And I think they filled most of them, that there might be 1 or 2. Please call 303-795-0784. And that's goldenorchard.com. We have a question for Mark Trenner. We have lines open at 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. And Mark Trenner is our intellectual property attorney. Go ahead, Ben. Ben, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Hey, Mark, I just have a quick question. I think I have a super idea on some paperwork that's filled out at every doctor's office, but I'm not quite sure how to implement it.
Now, you mean an idea for like an app or something?
No, not an app, Tom. When you go to every...
Well, you don't have to give it away, but when but it's something to expedite or in a procedural way, or is it a product?
Absolutely expedite it for the doctor's office, the clerks, the patients, and so on.
But is it an actual device, or like Tom said, is it a procedure?
App. Yeah.
It could be an app, yes.
Okay, can you do it outside of an app? Like a mechanical device?
Possibility, yes.
Okay. So both mechanical devices and apps are patentable, but apps are really difficult to get patented unless it's somehow interacting with some sort of device. But I don't want to get into all that now. But what's your question?
Well, what do you mean by that? What do you mean?
In 2014, Supreme Court had a case that said we're going to make it really difficult to get software patents. You can still get software patents, but really it's going to be easier if it's somehow, like if you're using software to somehow control mechanical device
I see.
or generate.
But what about the copyright part?
More than just database
But
moving.
a copyright would be apropos.
Yeah, you could get a copyright that just protects copying. It's not going to protect the high-level concept. So that's what Ben has here is more of a concept, I think.
Mark, would it be possible to call you off air and tell you exactly what
certainly.
I'm looking at?
Yeah, hit 720.
Okay.
720-221-3708.
3708. Hey, I appreciate your
Sure
time.
thing. Okay. And anyone who has questions, of course, can call him off the air when he's not here, or you can call now. We have several minutes to go, and we have a lot of lines open, so 303-713-TALK. You can also do your sound off if you just want 30 seconds uninterrupted to rant. And one of the things, I rant about this a lot, but God, I just can't, I don't know why it's so difficult for people to park properly. I don't know why. Why is it that they have to hug the left side or the right side? Or they have to be slanted? And nothing pisses me off more than a crowded place, and there's places open that you can't get into because of idiots, because they're... Why is it they can't park between the lines? Why is it? I have often wondered. I can see parallel parking might be a little difficult for you, you know, but even with parallel parking, they leave like 3/4 of a space behind a car instead of pulling up with a couple feet so more people can park. Is it just me? I mean, Mark, you're shaking your head like you don't give a damn. Is it something you never think about?
It can irritate me sometimes.
I mean, it is one of my... If I had to pick up...
I'm used to parking near Suzanne, though. I mean, it's second nature.
And obviously, it's not that important as things go, you know, but it just is one of those things that just tick me off. It's just one of those things that I feel like, how hard can it be?
I had a lady with a big SUV park on top of my brand new car one time.
Oh, God, that's terrible. I don't think she parked on it. I think she drove over it.
She did.
Yeah. People, if you want to know that backstory, I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to read between the lines. Anyway, speaking of reading between the lines, if you have any kinds of questions on what to do in a non-disclosure agreement, because so many people just talk about their invention or their idea, and it's domain, it's public domain. If somebody wants to challenge your invention, they can do that. Now, I don't know the reason somebody would challenge an invention, and I can only think of one thing, Mark. They're challenging it because once it's public domain, then people can come out with their own versions, right?
Well, so they'll challenge it. You mean challenge the patent?
Yeah, like why would
that's
they?
Been out there already?
Yeah, why would they? Because it doesn't help them, does it?
Yeah, definitely. If I have a patent on something and I sue you because you're infringing it, the first response you're going to do is say either I don't infringe it or you're going to say your patent's invalid.
Okay, but that's to defend yourself.
Right.
But to go after someone with a patent, the only reason I can think you would do it is if you have a version of it you want to come out with and you don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, you could do that.
Because with public domain, anyone can make something using public domain.
Once it's out in
Can we
public
think
domain.
of, like what is public domain that people use, design all the time?
I mean, headphones. Just
Okay, but can I get a design patent on it?
You can.
Okay, but headphones themselves, they've been out forever.
Right, unless you have some new technology to it.
But now, was this also a legend that, or an urban myth, that Happy Birthday is owned by someone, and that's why at stores,
I think it actually
at
is.
stores they sing Happy Birthday to you. You know, they don't sing the song. They all have their own little version, but you very seldom hear. You know, did you notice that, guys? First of all, they don't just say Happy Birthday to you. What you hear them say when they come up and bring the cake or whatever, they're saying Happy Birthday, birthday. I mean, they have their own little version.
Yeah, and that's why copyright's so limiting. It prevents people from copying or making derivative work, but it doesn't protect the whole concept of a Happy Birthday song.
But truly, is Happy Birthday owned?
I think it is. I think I read that a couple of years ago that somebody does have a copyright on it. I'd have to check
copyright,
again.
or would it be?
It would be a copyright.
But okay, but like BMI and ASCAP, they go around, and if they hear,
you can license.
Okay, so if they hear a store playing a radio in the store,
yeah, they do go around and check.
They'll go up to the store, or CDs, like some of these head shops will have a CD playing, or some of these health foods. I don't know why I'm picking on them, but anyway, different stores, clothing stores will have rock music. They have gone up and said, do you have a license to play that?
Have.
And they not only do that, but then they leave them with a piece of paper that they have to fill out, and then they have to pay.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's the same thing if you just pop photos on your website.
The other big
one, you're next. Yeah.
The other big one is people or bars that put in these pay-per-view fights, And if they have too many people go in there, they'll turn around and go after the bar for the excessive amount.
Oh, because they only paid one fee. Hey, Joe, what is your question for Mark?
Well, I wanted to just kind of get an overview of what is patentable and what is not. You know,
That's a good question. That's a good question in general.
Yeah, so patentable, it has to actually be something that you can make. It can't just be a concept. You can't just say, oh, I want to patent the idea of somebody flying to Mars in one day. Unless you actually know how to do that, you can't
One guy
patent it.
called me one time and said, I think we should have, I bring this up all the time, airline seats that upon an accident, they clam up like a shell and protect the occupants sitting in that seat. And I said, okay, fine. So what?
So you need to be able to explain how to do that.
He's pissed off because he heard a company was trying to develop it, and he said, I thought of it first. But that doesn't mean he has a patentable idea.
That's right. You have to actually be able to make it. You don't have to make it, but you have to be able to explain to somebody exactly how they would go about making it.
And it has to be possible, you know? It can't just be, you know, like he said, I want to fly to Mars in a day. Or you know that magnetic tube thing that they're working on now?
Yeah, the tube train.
Now, if someone says, I have a concept for a magnetic tube train, that's it. That's not patentable.
Not patentable. No, you'd have to explain how to make that
And
work.
what they did was a miniature prototype on this is where the induction happens, this is where the power is introduced.
And that would work. You could get a patent then.
Right.
You don't have to actually go build the full-size model.
So, Joe, do you have any other questions?
Well, something else that you can't get a patent for
Hold on,
is just the... I'm sorry. Go ahead, Joe.
No, okay, no, but be thinking of what you're going to say. Okay, Joe, what is your other question?
Well, yeah, so if it's something that could be built but has not been built yet,
right?
Do you have to demonstrate a prototype? Or
Yes.
do you just
No, you don't have to demonstrate a prototype.
But you have to demonstrate a buildability.
You have to at least be able to write out how it would happen. You don't have to actually go build the prototype.
And you can't say, for example, you have an anti-gravity device that you attach to this or that. It has to be real stuff. See, they don't want people just going out and blanket, you know, trying to patent things, because they have to be. You don't have to build it, but it has to be doable.
You can't just say there's a controller that would do this. You have to explain how the controller would take input and generate the output to do that.
Exactly.
This is Denver's Talk Station 6.
Man, that's one of the hardest things to get.
For a patent your phone and go ring off it until you get rid.
Yeah. Do you have any examples though where people got somewhere where they thought of something?
I have people call all the time and tell me that anybody can do it themselves.
I used to build prototype stuff. I think I told you that build prototype stuff.
There's two people
Either get them, they don't want to disclose enough to you. No, I don't.
They just don't even know themselves. They kind of want you to figure it out. Like they're making it fit. There's no mechanical.
Maybe that was it more than them not telling me.
I can't park,
Yeah, they wanted you to figure it out.
It's probably like directly to me. It must have been my car out in the parking lot.
And the other thing is too, is the only thing I found with prototype, yeah, okay, no, that's the one there.
Woman wasn't at
the
a
middle of the
crosswalk.
night, you know, market to show it off. You're
This is the one
we
that
talked about,
they sell it.
like this. Wait a minute. Yeah, the Uber one, gorgeous. Well, the cop came out, the sheriff came out and said, most likely.
Really, you want to do more than just prototype.
I'm not saying they didn't sell it, but it sure sounded like it was the pedestrian.
Make sure there's even a market.
Oh, now it was
Nobody wants to buy it.
You know, the lady came up, I think I told you,
Yeah.
plus it was in the middle of the night, when you snapped it together, there was no light.
But they said that the stuff on the Uber car is supposed to be infrared. They're supposed to be able to
To get those apart. Yeah, but the sheriff, I guess all I remember, the sheriff was saying, it didn't matter if that was self-driving or someone was driving, but that lady probably would have died. She shouldn't have been there. If it's the same one.
See that Tesla?
And so, I mean, he
The
bought
Tesla
one.
self-driving car that killed the driver?
It was a good tool.
Truck
ran over years ago. Wonderful.
This was just a few days ago where the Tesla slammed into the median.
Was he in a seatbelt or no?
470 and Tower Road.
That
Wall Street, they can't.
Thomas car,
story.
that's
This must be the one.
That's the Uber one.
I think I
That's what
saw
Uber?
a
No.
little thing about that, because
There was a Tesla in California, I think it was, that killed. It was bad. It was on the news I watched.
it sure wasn't the autonomous car that hit the pedestrian.
That's the Uber, right?
No, the autonomous cars are the ones with no drivers.
Right. But they both had drivers in there.
They have
Uber
drivers.
Uber was still
She was looking down at
Safety
Yeah.
driver. Yeah, they always have
still
safety.
have a safety driver in there.
Yeah.
But no, Tesla, there was a Tesla that crossed into the median, and they said that the driver had taken like 6 seconds, I think, or 8 seconds before he responded.
Why is that?
He must have been doing something. He worked for Apple. And he was
Apple?
No, he worked for Apple. Google it.
And the new Cadillacs, they'll drive themselves, but you have to be looking through the windshield. It detects your
Yeah,
eyes.
California.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
The new Apple phone has that
Yeah.
unlock thing with the eyes, doesn't it? The
Face.
face, yeah.
Not retina.
Oh, it's a facial recognition, not a retinal.
He
Okay.
was in a self-driving car.
Oh, that's a little easier. I thought it was
Autopilot.
retinal.
He was in autopilot.
Oh, that's where it caught on fire too. Caught on fire.
The first Tesla one was, it ran under a big rig, and he got squashed.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome, 303-713-TALK. John, he has a question, and if anyone else has any questions, we have open lines at 303-713-TALK. You can get right through. This rarely happens, but sometimes at the top of an hour or toward the end of the show. 303-713-8255. Go ahead, John. What's going on?
Oh, yeah, it's about taxes. One's the federal and one's the state.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
I do my taxes every year. We don't have very complicated taxes. The last 2 years, I've had to run a HSA account for probably tied to Obamacare, but they switched our insurance to a high deductible health plan.
Gotcha.
So I switched to the HSA because the company deposited $1,600 in there for us to help with the deductible. The last 2 years, I noticed that even though it's supposed to be tax-free, going through the interview, they're saying that I have excess contributions, so they give me a penalty of $29.
Well, wait. Normally, though, if it's paid to you by your company directly into your HSA, there is no tax.
Yeah, that doesn't seem like it, but there's also they're calling this $29 penalty.
I never heard of that, and they call it for what? For excess
contribution or something.
Now, is that for everything all combined? You know, Suzanne, we can always check with Eric or over at Atlas Financial Services, or we can try to get another expert. But I'm trying to think what they mean by excess contribution. Is it only for health? Is this only for health? I know that when you are having premiums paid for you by your company or you have health insurance, you sometimes can get, it's not a penalty, it's just a certain amount of tax that you pay on that paid for you. Let's get Eric. John, I disconnected John by mistake. So listen, John, I hope you're still listening or you'll call in, but I'm going to ask Eric Reinemer at Atlas CPAs and Advisors. So let's say you have a high deductible health plan and you have an HSA, all right? And let's say your employer directly deposits money into that HSA. He's being taxed some kind of $29. They put $1,700 in for him, or $1,600, to help with the deductibles into his HSA, and they said it was his tax preparer or his program called it an excess contribution or an excess.
For $29, a penalty tax for excess contributions, Tom.
Yeah. So, Eric, first of all, when we get health insurance paid for by an employer, is there tax on that?
No, that's just a corporate expense, like a benefit to the employee.
Okay. What would it be if they deposited money directly into my HSA?
A lot of companies do that. That would just be another benefit to the employee that sometimes they'll split it where the company will pay a certain amount,
sure,
which is the company cost, and then you can top it off yourself personally.
Right. Do you have any idea what they mean by excess contribution?
That probably means that more than whatever, like if it's a personal plan, if the limit is $4,300, if you put in more, maybe they're just like doing some kind of tax for overfunding it in a year.
I understand that you're right, that could be. Because when you fund that plan, you get to use that, but you don't get to use more than that. And if you funded more pre-tax, it could be a penalty.
Yeah, it's just like sometimes people overfund a 401k if they're a highly compensated employee, and they'll get dinged the next year on that excess contribution, may come back as taxable income the next year. Similar kind of a concept.
All right. Well, Eric, you guys must be, as they say, busier than a one-armed paper hanger right now.
It's pretty wild and woolly over here.
Okay, because April 15th is the deadline. What percentage right now do you think of taxpayers extend?
I'd say probably maybe 30 or 40%, something
that
like that.
Many? Wow. Okay, he's back on. Where is he? Where line 2? John, quickly. John, did they contribute more? Did you contribute in addition to them to your HSA?
Yes.
How much did they contribute? $1,600?
$1,600.
How much did you contribute?
Well, it was $4,200 total.
So you didn't go over the limit that you were given for yourself?
I don't know. I have to look and see.
That's probably, that could be, well, how did you come up with this $4,200 idea?
That's what, in addition to the $1,600, that's what I contributed last year.
But how did you come up with that number?
Oh, I looked at the end of the year today. It's like 50 a week I put in there.
Okay, well there's a certain amount you're allowed to do, and it's just quite possible you made an excess contribution. That's exactly what it sounds like, because what Eric was saying is you have to know what that end number is and then contribute only that amount. So I think it's not a big deal, but it sounds to me like if you just took an arbitrary $50 a week, then at some point you went over the limit for that total contribution.
A contribution for the year. Okay, I'll have to look and see.
And that's the only thing we can think of. And by the way, if anyone needs wonderful services from CPAs and advisors and financial advisors from Atlas, they're at 303-799-9111. 303-799-9111. They are the people we use. Okay, so Andrew, you have a question about small claims court. Go ahead, Andrew.
Hey, Tom. So I've got to take this guy to court for, he was a landscaper, didn't finish the job, to make things really short.
Okay, well, that's good. So he didn't finish, and you have proof of payment, right?
You bet, yeah.
Okay, how much upside down are you?
Well, I've had a bunch of quotes to fix some of the problems and to get it all taken care of, and the lowest quote I've gotten was $17,000.
Yeah, but there's now listen, this is very careful to come up with what you need to do. How much was his contract for total? His contract?
It was around $43,000.
$43,000. And how much did you pay him?
$43,000.
And how much? Now I'm not asking correct or incorrect. How much work did he build? Is he saying he's complete?
Yeah, there's things on the contract that he didn't even attempt. He just went ahead and he took off, and he didn't, there's some stuff that's under warranty.
That's what I need to know first. The stuff he flat out didn't do is how much?
Probably about $4,000.
That you absolutely can see on the contract he simply did not do.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep.
Then how much of the stuff he did wrong?
That's the majority. Probably the initial was less than the cost to repair, probably $10,000.
Okay, but here's what's important. When you talk about cost of repair, this is what you must keep in mind. You're not allowed to get more than it would have been had he finished it his way. Like, for example, now that you can go back and redo it, you can't do it better than it would have been done in the contract and expect to be paid for it. You can do it better if you want, but you can't expect him to be liable for it. So
no, absolutely, he just did it wrong.
So that
That's
10 grand, so
over.
that 10 grand is simply to bring it up to what it should have been under that contract.
Correct. They have to pull the whole thing out and start over again.
So
that's why it's more expensive.
Are you positive of that? That they have to
Yeah,
redo? Okay, then you're talking about a grand total in damages of $14,000.
I think. Well, there's other things included. I said the bulk of it. The total, the cheapest quote I got to bring it to what he promised in the contract was $17,000.
Okay, then you can't go to small claims court.
So that was my question. I was wondering if there's a way to bring multiple claims as opposed to going.
You know what? Some people try that, but if he objects to that in any way, it's very tricky. They'll shut that down quickly. You don't get more than one bite at the apple with the same defendant. But there are ways. Hold on, and we'll talk about it. All right, just hang on. I got to talk to Alaramas first because it's really important. And we have a car care clinic coming up. And Al, this is, I love when you do these, because this is not just some like, hey, I'm Al Aramis and this is how, this is what a wheel looks like. You guys, no, I'm serious. You talk about check engine lights and what happens if my car doesn't start.
Yeah.
And what should, when it comes to service, what's priority? How do you prevent breakdowns? And I love this, tires. You truly talk about what they are, how to size them, how important inflation and balance is. So when are you having this?
So this is coming up on April the 14th at our Denver store at 9 a.m. And then the next weekend at the Littleton location, which is the 21st at 9 a.m.
So
and the beauty is, go ahead.
April 14th in Littleton.
No, Denver.
Denver. I'm writing it down. April 14th in Denver, and then and that's just on Evans. You go just east and north on Dahlia, about a block. Then when is your Littleton store?
That's going to be the 21st, and on both of them, we're going to feed you breakfast. We're going to give you tons of swag. We get all kinds of stuff from our vendor, but it's going to be so informative. The people that come in, we love them bringing their teenagers, the young drivers. They got to learn some stuff. We're going to show them real-world stuff. They'll walk out of there. I'll guarantee them they're going to love what they learn about car maintenance, what to look for, when you hear or have problems, what to do in these situations. Call our store, go online, hit the contact form, call us over here, ask for me or ask for Leah. We're more than happy to help you. We'll book you. I guarantee it's not going to be a waste of time.
Is Leah right next to you? Hello, Leah. How are you?
Did you hear it?
Yes, I love Leah. So listen, and I tell you, it's a family affair there. Hey, Al, another question. You're giving away 1 year of oil changes. This sounds fun. For anyone attending that has the best car nickname.
That's it.
That is cool. You know what? It's funny, but mostly girls name their cars, I found.
No, we got guys coming in. They're honey or they're sweetie, or they'll call it old Betsy. We have all kinds of stuff.
Have you guys ever named a car? Anyway, let's just give out this number, 303-PRO Auto. That's the number, of course, for all your car maintenance repairs. But to sign up for these seminars, let them know you'll be there. Or April 14th and April 21st. It's 303-PRO Auto, and the website 303proauto.com.
This report is brought to you by Wild Alaska.
Javelin, bitch.
You had Javelin?
Mark, did you ever name a car? I've never named a car ever. I don't think I have either really.
No.
I've never even named airplanes.
No, I don't think I have.
A lot of people name their boat.
I don't think I've named any.
Let's name how about Coach Major? Or Major Coach?
Suzanne actually named that.
Oh, well.
I forget which, it was Major something.
Coach Major? She's on there.
Major Johnson. She named it something. I forget what it was.
No, I do know what guys do name, which I think is stupid.
I haven't done that either.
Mr. Johnson?
I haven't either.
Mr. Johnson?
Oh, that's so just normal. Big
Yes,
Wally.
go ahead.
$3. Big Wally. $4.
Overpriced.
$5. Then I do another guy. The Punisher. The Punisher.
I call it, it's my white whale.
Oh, Moby? Moby is right.
No, I know.
Guppy.
Here's how's this better?
The juvenile.
I missed a huge play, man.
On which one? On which one, Mark?
I've been day trading all day. BAC. It got down. I was holding a bunch. Like a bunch, more than the RV bunch. And I was going, okay, I guess worst scenario, I'll hold it overnight. I'm going to go ahead and double up. So I'm ready to buy a bunch more. Then I say, no, because tomorrow I might want some money to buy something with without going into margin. So about 5 minutes goes by, it goes up a quarter. No, the quarter would have made $2,500 in about 5 minutes for me.
Oh, but that's not a big play.
No, I've been doing the same thing all day, though. That's what's your. I've already made like $900.
You follow BAC a lot?
3 in and outs. Just today.
Just today?
I mean, I hold a bunch of
He just
BAC.
follows whatever swings. If he sees a downturn, he wonders why. And I've been watching him, and then he says, okay, this is a quick play. It's going to go back.
The first one I did today was literally, listen to this. Listen to this time frame.
Without having to know any company.
You know what this is? It forces him to sit here for 3 hours instead of day trade
Listen
while I'm
to
working.
this. 13. So I buy 5,000 shares of BAC at 1303. 1302.57. So 102. Okay. I sold it at 1305 for a $350 profit. So what is that? A minute and 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Isn't that so weird how fast it is? Now, if you could do that every 2 minutes, what do you make an hour?
Oh, yeah.
$175 a minute times 60.
What do you,
That's a lot of dough.
do you set up the sale or at the same time you're doing the bond?
No, when I do this, man, I'm like, I don't. A lot of times, by the time I could actually put that order in, I already missed what the hell I wanted to do. It's almost impossible.
Can you,
But you can't you set it up to automatically do it and then
at a
it
time? Yeah.
If I have enough time, I can.
But can you?
Yeah, but if you automate, you mean automate at a price.
You mean
not
automate
at a
the buy
time.
and sell?
Yeah.
No.
Well, why
I'd
can't
never
you?
do. Well, of course I can. I'd never do it. Because I'm not, I don't really care what the price is. What I care about is the swing. So,
But
that's my whole point. By the time I put an order in like that, it could have swung below that.
how long does it take for the order?
Here's what I've done that really sucks. Sometimes I go to buy something and I sell existing shares I had on accident.
I'm Tom Martino. Don't
Get Mark Trenner, Trenner Law. And when he's not here, he's on the referral list at referrallist.com or 720-221-3708 for copyrights, trademarks, patents, patent searches, and everything in between. Suze has an update. You know, this place called Ambassador Asphalt, they somehow did a contract with the guy to fix his, or to restore his fifth wheel.
That's perplexing.
Yeah, well, anyway, he signed his contract, Mark, and they didn't do much, he said. They didn't do anything, right? Or what? $2,000 for nothing. He put $2,000 down.
Yeah.
So what's going on? You talked to him?
The owner's wife, Lupe, just called. She apologizes for hanging up on Deputy Clint. She thought it was Tyler, the caller, harassing them. They had to call the police on him yesterday. Regardless, she said they just signed a contract with them yesterday, gave him $400 back yesterday, and the rest, $1,600, they're giving a week from Monday or next Monday.
Okay.
I don't know if Tyler said all of that on the air.
She reminded me of something. Deputy Clint, you talked to someone last week. On Monday, they were going to give the money back by the end of the week. Who was that? It was $7,000, I think. Oh, my God, we've got to dig that one back up.
Oh, that was the asbestos guy, wasn't
Clint,
it?
didn't you put that stuff on the big board, brother?
Jim Johnson. No, it wasn't Jim Johnson.
Hey, should we make...
No, it was the roofer. It was the damn roofer.
Oh, that's right, the roofer. He said he would give the $7,000 back.
Who was
we need
it?
to follow up. I'm
That's
looking
a
at my
good
notes
one.
now.
Hey, listen, speaking of the big board, it's where we keep all our follow-ups. You know, we give it a name, a slug. We call that a slug.
Give it a name.
And then we have notes. I'm wondering, guys, seriously, it's on a Google Doc. Should we share, not to edit, but should we share viewing rights with the public on all our follow-ups?
God, no.
Why?
Oh, with just the well, you mean access?
No, not access to see it. So they can see, hey, I heard about this case. I wonder where it is. I'm thinking we can't.
On a website, we should.
Well, or a Google Doc. I mean, we could do a website, but why a website? I mean, in other words, just one more thing to feed. I'm thinking just a very simple, for really diehards that keep track of cases. Wait, we got to explore one of those options, maybe website or a Google Doc. Where would you be interested, just so you hear about something like, okay, let's take one, the restaurant trucks that Deputy Dan just brought up today.
Rudy the Rude.
You know, we forgot all about those guys. Are they on Sleaze Brigade? I don't even think I've ever put them up on Sleaze Brigade.
They need to be on there. That guy has ruined lives.
And he laughed about how he got away with it. He takes money to do restaurant trucks. You know all these catering trucks you see? And what did they see, Dan? He just laughed about it, right? And Dan had a mission for this guy. Go ahead.
His business model is kind of like Jim Weiss's.
44th Auto.
Take the money up front, take the vehicle, keep both.
And you keep them so long that people are simply happy to get their money, their vehicle back.
Yeah, but with 44th Auto, they generally don't get anything.
I know it. And it's amazing these people do not go to jail.
So the one I was talking about is Lance. He's with Preferred Companies. I went after him big time a week ago.
So let's follow it up tomorrow.
Yeah, we will. It's bad. It's bad.
Hey,
Lance,
people,
I hope you paid him back.
We invite your feedback live at troubleshooter.com. We listen. We read every one of them. Also, 303-MARTINO, 303-627-8466. And don't forget, of course, referralist.com to protect yourself and also others.
Hi, it's Dave Logan. You know, I met with the folks over at Online.
Oh, he's a real jerk, man. So, hey, let's have a Sleaze Brigade meeting when we can. Are you leaving, brother?
Yeah, okay, head out. Thanks for having me, Tom.
So,
thanks for this, Mark.
You ought to come in for car day one day. I'm not kidding. You ought to come in for car day.
You're a big restorer?
I didn't know you did that. Actually, you and your kid.
Yeah,
I remember. What are you working on, Mark?
A Jeep.
Oh, it's beautiful, Mark. It's beautiful.
We'll see you old enough? You look
What
like
year is
30
it,
years
Jeep?
old. Me? Yeah.
What year's the Jeep? What year's the Jeep?
It's an 03 Wrangler.
Okay.
But it's beautiful. It's just beautiful what he put on it. Brand new engine. Oh my God, this is like.
I'm restoring a 2015 Genesis.
Okay, we're still on. Okay, we're on.